Hello, welcome to a very chaotic Star Wars role-playing session here on the Jingle Jam. I will be your games master, Mark Sherlock Humes, and joining me I have quite the cast of characters this week. We've made some last-minute changes as people can make it in, but we'll cut to the two. All right, get the one in the middle. Come on, wake your brother up. He's keeping himself hidden. Ped, Xylus, and Spiff are joining us on this side. And then we have Boof and a very lovely Chewbacca. It's actually Mousy, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Sadly, Lydia and Leo were going to join us, but they couldn't make it in the end. But luckily, Xylus and Mousy decided to step in after streaming all night and this morning. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Legend.
Even if you did steal my Coke earlier, Xylus. We are going to be playing Star Wars Edge of the Empire. It's a game that you've probably seen in Yogscast, and we've done it a couple of Jingle Jams in a row. You're so amused with your mask, aren't you? You love it. Yeah, it's going to be one of those games, guys. So most of you, this is going to be pretty new. You've never played it before. Xylus, I know you have. But for the others, this is all a brand new experience. I'll just drink my shitty orange juice then, I guess. Delicious. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty new game, so audience, you're going to be learning along with the players, I'm sure. We've got some simplified character sheets, but let's just jump straight on into it. This is the bit where we'd get the cool Star Wars crawl. If I had had time to make it, we would have had a cool
Do you want to write it on a sheet on my back
and then just crawl over the table? That's what we should have done. But it has been years since Chevin Bacon, Chub Chub, and Randy the Droid brought peace and fat jams to the galaxy. However, the First Order have risen in power and now control the galaxy. The Outer Rim, the fringes of known space, remains firmly in the hands of criminal organizations, however. On the crowded planet of Nar Shaddaa, the desperate gangster Brago the Hutt seeks to employ a group of scoundrels to help him grow in power and stand against the ever-present threat of the First Order. And that is where the five of you come in. Having been hired by Brago, you have been brought to his elaborate penthouse of his corporate headquarters on this metropolis city, which is just booming with life. There are speeders, hover speeders flying through the air. The buildings rise up thousands of stories past into the atmosphere. And the whole planet is covered in this one large city. And it is a den of scoundrels and scum and criminal activity. But you are brought into a large antechamber. Huge, in fact. And before you see the bloated, kind of sickly pale yellow form of Brago.
Come on, now that's just a little bit too far.
You can see his kind of slovenly face, this kind of big fat slug body kind of.
Come on, I'm telling you.
And beside him you can see a very kind of snivelly looking, I guess we'll describe to you guys as a dog-faced man. He basically has little dog ears and a long snout covered in fur, but he looks very kind of pathetic and snivelly, and it has you brought in and several droids are kind of walking around the side. As you see this kind of guy gesture to these great double doors and you're brought inside, what do they see? What do they see coming the other way? Describe your characters. So we'll start with the two over here, I think. What do you guys look like? What are you playing?
Can you see us?
Yeah, but that you're wearing a brown robe.
Yeah, there's a lot of
That's a hint. There is a lot of characters in Star Wars that wear brown robes.
Wow.
We
Way to put us all into boxes, Mark.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's what a character sheet is.
Yeah, I mean, we are Java brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Zippy.
I'm Pippi.
And yeah, we we're out for riches. We figured we saw some pretty gullible idiots.
Okay.
We decided there's money to be made here.
And you followed them.
Yeah.
We followed them around. Yeah.
Especially this guy over here.
The rich one.
The rich
God, yeah,
guy.
that guy.
Yeah. So you've basically seen him in some spaceport somewhere, and you're like, that guy's got money, follow him.
Yeah.
Follow him.
We
Okay.
think he's gullible.
Okay.
But
you guys,
we treat him with respect.
Okay.
Because we think he's going to make us money.
Okay, and you're Jawa brothers.
Jawa brothers. Yeah.
Specialized in, I think, Ped, you're more of a mechanic.
Yeah, I'm more mechanic-y. I've got a big blaster.
Wait,
Okay, a big, one of the
your
big
mic's
Jawa
not
ones.
working.
Your mic's not working.
Hello.
Okay, you like plugged in.
Yeah, that should be, yeah. It's plugged in.
Right, let's talk. Hello? Again? Hello?
I will carry on, don't worry, I am very used to this now. The Yogscast guarantee,
Does my
everybody.
mic at least work?
Does your work? Does it work, Spiff?
Chat does
Who
mine
knows?
work.
Hello, it begins. Yep, there we go. Sure.
Okay.
Mark looks like he wants to die. Yeah, it's true. Yes, Spiff works. All right, well, while Steve does this, Spiff, tell us who you're playing and what do they look like?
I am playing Spaff, Star Seducer, the most beautiful man in the entirety of the Outer Rim. He will soon be the richest man as well. He is really cunning. He's
Okay.
so damn attractive. He's got maximum cool. He's got a little bit of deception as well. He's very well versed in the underground. He knows exactly who he's dealing with.
Okay.
Not only that, but he's fucking loaded.
He is, yeah, a
Oh,
rich trader, entrepreneur, and scoundrel of the
You
galaxy.
see why we follow him?
Yeah, absolutely.
and there's only one thing I love more than making money, and that's spending money. That's why I've got all of my money here today.
Your galactic
my sweet,
gold
sweet
bars.
golden blaster gun as well, and my damn expensive armored clothing.
Okay, all right, perfect. And Spaff, I'm assuming he's here because obviously a business opportunity has presented itself to him.
This man's loaded. We can play him like a fiddle. Just you watch.
There you go. Okay. So we have the two Jawa brothers. What was it? Cookie and Zippy?
Zippy and Pippi.
Zippy and Pippi, all right.
Cookie.
All right. So we've got the two Jawa brothers, Spaff's Star Seducer. On the other side of the table, Booth, who are you playing? Describe them to me.
Beep boop. Beep beep boop boop boop.
Please don't do this to me, Booth.
Someone turn on the translator.
I got Italian. No. I got
Italian droid. Hey.
Beep. Beep. I am R2 Beep Booth.
R2 beat Booth.
I've drawn a picture. I don't know whether we can cut to the picture of my little
There
character
we can see
here.
it. There we go.
There we go. So here we have. If I turn it, which way?
Yep,
this
that's it. Yep.
way, and then just up a bit.
Yep.
There
Get
we
past
go.
there. There we go. So you're a little astromech droid.
I am.
Yep.
I,
R2 beat Booth.
I'm smaller than ordinary ones.
You're like a BB-8
I'm like
sized
a little
one.
tiny little BB-8 boy, but I'm not as round. I look like R2D2.
Okay, so you look like R2D2, but just
I'm the
small.
same. I'm the R2.
You are R2 Astromech series, yeah?
The
So-
ones you can buy from the Disney store.
Yeah, that one. I was actually
Or
bought
men
from
kind.
the Disney store, and then the kid got bored with me, took the batteries out, and chucked me.
Oh, there we go. Sad
I'm all
backstory.
scuffed up, and there's like some chocolate smeared on me, and I'm not very nice, really. I don't look very good, but I'm having a great time.
Okay,
I'm a
perfect.
very optimistic little droid.
And you are here beside your longtime friend, Mousy.
Shall I go and find the food?
Go. Just,
You're an Italian service chef droid. Go.
ah. 2 9s last night. Now this. Mousy, who are you playing? Okay. Is that all we're gonna get? Is that how it's gonna go down for the rest of the night? Cool. Yep. Okay. Good. I'm glad. Never thought I'd miss Chris Trott. Really do. So you are playing a Wookiee. Dear God, please give me strength to get through the next 2 hours. Please, God. Cool. What does your Wookiee look like? Okay, just this. All right, that's what it looks like. You carry a big gun, very strong looking, yes? Okay. Okay, good. All right, there's the universal symbol for gun. Pew pew, indeed. And I'm assuming, well, you and R2 Beep Booth have obviously come to make some money as well. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. So we'll just go with that, shall we?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Are you all right there, Simon?
Just soaking it all in.
Just soaking in the atmosphere. All right. Well, I will continue to paint the picture then. The room that you're currently in is a very large, looks almost like a lounge. You can see it's high vaulted ceilings. There are various kind of like long lounges that have been laid out. And Brago the Hutt is currently just straddled across one, his great slug-like bulbous form spilling out onto the floor. And you can see there are all sorts of droids with blasters like around the edges of this large open room. Huge plasteel windows look out onto the city skyline of Nar Shaddaa. And you can see all these different glowing spires and towers, speeders rushing backwards and forwards. And then the large gluttonous form kind of begins to... And yeah, exactly, it's Santa Claus, he's here. No, this kind of large Hutt begins to chuckle and laugh. Solo. Exactly. Gigorawanga Sugagura Burgada. And the little kind of dog-like man kind of listens intently and is like, the great Brago the Hutt welcomes you and thanks you all for coming to his business meeting. There is a little job that my master would like to offer to you for a large amount of credits. And Brago the Hutt kind of looks in your direction, Spaff. Bigly huge.
That's right, I am bigly huge.
Yes, he has
so
heard
right.
of your conquests around the galaxy, Spaff Star Seducer.
Oh, those stars, they just flock to me if I'm honest.
Yes, we're not quite sure of the physics of that, but it is an impressive tale nonetheless. Well, you see, Master Brago has an opportunity for all of you. He would like to employ you to track down an individual, a legendary warrior who has gone missing from the galaxy. Brago is looking to expand his criminal empire, you see, and having this legendary warrior in his service would be most agreeable. Be so good under bigly warrior.
Smith really like that.
Smith really like that, yeah, he's getting excited. Star Seducer's getting ready to go.
Star Seducer's pants are getting quite tight.
Yeah, they're tight already. How can they get any tighter?
A legendary warrior? Oh, he must be seduced if you...
Yeah, well, we will leave the particulars to you. We know that this legendary warrior once served the droid musician called Randy, somewhat of a famous figure several decades ago. But apart from that, there is no information on him or his current whereabouts. That will be part of the job, is to try and gather some information on where the warrior can be found, and then going to them and recruiting them to Brago's service. If you have any questions, the pay is quite substantial.
How much pay are we talking about here exactly?
Well, we are talking about a sum of 300,000 credits.
Very nice. I do love the sound of that, but as you can understand, this is somewhat of a risky mission for myself and my fantastical friends and companions. What about a small down payment, just at the start, to help us along our way?
Ooh, goes over bando. Spuff Star Seducer. Master Brago says you have very large testicles, Spuff Star Seducer.
I know.
You can see the outlines in your trousers.
Let's make a roll. Let's see if you can impress upon Brago. Now, Brago is an accomplished Hutt, a gangster of renown, and a very skilled businessman. You're going to make a negotiation skill. So is that under one of your trained skills?
That is, I have 1 green and 2 yellow.
Okay, perfect. So you're going to take 1 green and 2 yellow from the pool of dice. Move those down. However, like I said, Brago, not only is he very skilled at this, but he is also in his current home. You know, he's got his guards around him. He doesn't feel any sort of threat to you. This is actually going to be, based on Brago's, his own negotiation skill, 5 purple dice.
5 purple dice against
which
this.
is very, very difficult.
Am I allowed to summon someone to assist?
Sure, the group, that's up to the group. If any of you would like to try and assist Spaff,
I don't. I mean, maybe a couple
you
of you
trying to, like-
cunning bastards.
Trying to put it in perfectly in frame.
You're doing good. You're doing great.
yeah, okay, Wookie would like to do something. What would you like to do?
Help!
You want to try and help Spaff. So how is the Wookiee going to help? You need to tell me, Mousy. I need to understand you.
I'm going to speak my Wookiee language at him.
Okay, and say what? Just like, are you trying to threaten him? Are you trying to...
Convince him to give us.
Okay, so you're just going to kind of try and loan some credence to what Spaff is saying, that you should get a down payment. Okay, what's the Wookiee's presence? I think he's not too bad. You can throw in a blue bonus dice for this Spaff.
Okay.
So you get a boost die, we call them. Anybody else? The Jawa brothers, what are you thinking?
Very
We're
cunning.
just talking.
We're just,
We're like, oh, money. Oh, yeah, so much.
Oh, so you're kind of like,
we're
to
just
each other
trying to
and stuff.
figure out how we can take the majority of this.
We're
guy.
just excited.
Okay, all right, okay. So you're plotting
We're
to the
plotting
side.
against
Okay.
everyone.
What
Yeah.
about R2 Beat Booth?
But they don't
Quite
notice.
happy for
I'm scuffing around in the dirt, just
You're just
rolling
like,
over.
doing donuts.
I'm doing donuts in the dirt and just having a real
I'm
nice
also
time.
kind of looking around to see if there's like any places where I can sneak in, maybe steal some treasure at the same time.
Okay, sure.
While all this distraction is going on.
Okay, all right, we'll come back to that in a second then. All right, Spaff, let's see a roll. So this is a very hard negotiation with an elite gangster.
But I have my massive testicles on my side.
Oh, and 5 purple dice.
Oh, 5 purple dice.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, I get to roll the bad ones.
Oh,
Lovely.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
you roll them all together. And then I think one of them is a little...
Should I do a reroll
Yeah,
then?
do that re-roll. Yeah, do a re-roll entirely.
And goodbye, my microphone.
Oh,
Put
no.
it onto your jacket or something.
Apparently their microphones are still not working.
Yeah.
There we go.
So sorry.
The code is not over it. Hello?
Is it pointing down?
No?
Hello.
Well,
Well,
I've got some
what have we
good
got
news. I got a legendary Supreme.
You did. You get that is called a triumph. So let's have a look at this thing here. So you've got. Oh, this is actually very good for you. So you got no failures, but you generated lots and lots of threat.
Oh,
so the way it works
yes.
is we minus these on a one-to-one basis. So like one of these advantages cancels out one of these threats. You've got 2 threats here, one advantage, and then 2 more threats. So you're going to currently basically have what looks to be a triumph, which is a success and a triumph, but
Lovely.
3 threats that's also going to be generated.
Spicy.
So, Brago kind of like laughs, and he kind of is like, ho, 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 ho. And he gestures. He kind of like gets one of his little tiny hands and gestures to his little kind of dog-like man who's serving him. And he's like, the little dog-like man comes up to him, and you hear them whispering. And then he kind of turns and he bows his head, and he's just like, well, the gracious Brago the Hutt has decided to agree to your elements. But there will be a small additional condition that will be made to the deal. We would be willing to give you a down payment of, shall we say, 5,000 credits. A substantial sum, enough to pay for any resources, equipment that you may need.
5,300.
Yeah,
Is that substantial to you?
it is when he's in a position of power. Yeah.
From this man, I have colossal testicles, but that
I will
big
make a
is-
point that none of you have any credits except Spaff, and he has 500. So 5,000 is quite a lot right now.
It's an upgrade.
Let's
And-
take it from the margarine man. We can do this.
And he basically is like, yes, 5,000. You must, however, make sure that there is an information broker here in Nar Shaddaa. Somebody that may be of useful to trying to track down this information about the legendary warrior. If you happen to do business with him, he has upset Brago by selling off some of his more intimate secrets, shall we call them, on the open net. We don't wish this information broker to live. Get any information you can out of him, and then eliminate him.
A fantastic deal, my friend Brago. I love the sound of this. I think we can most definitely solve your problem if we run into it along our travels.
I'm sure you will. His name is Debo, the information
Debo,
broker.
I see.
Yes. But yes, and I will have the transfer of credits made to you.
Immediately. All to me, of course.
Of course.
Thank you. Lovely.
And seeing as yes, 5,000 credits will be able to buy you some basic supplies, but we can also, if there is anything that the rest of you require, we could perhaps make that part of the deal as well. If you have anything in mind that you wish.
Well, while that was going on, I was.
You're going to kind of scout out the place?
Just looking, seeing if there's any moment of any possible weakness that I can exploit.
Okay, make a perception check for me. And this won't be too difficult. I think this is
not
getting
on my
on.
trained skills.
Okay, so you're going to use your cunning. So what's your cunning stat? At the very top, the 6 numbers.
3.
So you're going to roll 3 green dice and only 2 purple dice. You can throw those in. So, and then basically,
4 successes versus.
Thank you, Boo, for being on it. So what have you got there? So 4 successes, but one failure and then 2 threat. Okay, so let's have a think here. So you're going to succeed. You succeed really well. So looking around the room, first of all, you notice that there are the air vents leading into and out of Braga's palace don't seem particularly well guarded, but they're small. Only a little Jawa like yourself will probably be able to navigate through them. You also notice that the droids are all, they must be either verbally commanded or using some sort of control panel or something like that, because they're kind of just rigid and not moving around very much. It looks like they need to be activated. Yeah, probably could be hacked or something like that. But I think that whilst you are doing this, I think that the Brago and the Bothan notice that you're kind of looking around. And they're kind of the Bothan especially is kind of watching you as you're kind of scouting around the place. He hasn't said anything, but he's definitely aware of what you're trying to do. Do I notice that? I think that with 2 threat, no, you don't. Okay. So I think that if this was a movie, right, we'd see the little Jawa looking around, noticing stuff, and then it would be a cut to the other guy who's staring at you. Yes. Well, anything else? We are happy to provide some information, but otherwise, I'm afraid we simply must ask you to get on with the job. Find this legendary warrior. How you uncover that information is up to you. Debo may very well be a good place to start, but you may have your own contacts. You may even be able to find information from the local populace, or perhaps hacking into a system or some such. Perhaps good old-fashioned threatening, finding some thugs and beating it out of them, perhaps. But other than that, payment will be on delivery of the legendary warrior.
I would like to quickly confer with my entire...
Please do. There will have a room made for you, so you may discuss it in private.
Perfect.
And basically, you'll be led to a small little kind of side room with some drinks, a little cocktail mini bar, all prepped on the side, ready to go. Yeah, you guys can talk as you want to.
Right. We're in a unique situation here. Did you see anything?
I did. So, the air vents are not very well guarded. Okay, and the droids, my brother can hack those. Right? They seem to only respond to voice commands. So I think once we've got the loot, once we've got the bounty, we can definitely get more.
I like this. So are you suggesting perhaps that we go get this fantastical bounty, or maybe we turn the tables on the bounty master himself?
I mean, who do you think I am? Of course.
That's right. You're gonna completely do whatever. I love it. I love it. Zippy, this is exactly why we brought you aboard.
I would like to say.
What would you like?
Are we sure this room is private?
Well, I do believe it's pretty important that we. Well, let's use the droid.
I just gave a lot of information, and I'm worried now
I
that
feel
they
you
might have heard me say this.
We should definitely R2 beep boof.
Beep beep.
Please do some kind of scan or whatever you droid things do.
So you want to try and see if there's something in the room?
Yeah, I don't have perception on here, but I do have things. I do have other things.
Okay. Well, I think trying to find like a bug or like some sort of like listening device isn't necessarily perception. You could do a couple of different things for it, really.
I've got.
I think vigilance probably.
Vigilance.
Yeah, because vigilance is a skill which is all about basically like being aware of your surroundings and like the idea of like going into a room and being cautious about being listened to.
Yep.
So I'd say roll for a vigilance, but this is going to be pretty tough because if there is something here, it will probably be well hidden. So we're going to make it 3 purple dice.
Okay.
And I think that you are a droid, so add a blue dice on there, a little blue square. That'll be a boost die. But then I think add in a black dice as well, because this is all like illegal tech. This isn't like standard equipment. So roll that as a big pool.
Someone modified her.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. All right, so any kind of symbols to match those away. So like that one and the green one cancel each other out. That's a success and a failure. And then we've got, what's that? 2 threat symbols there.
2 threat symbols there.
A triumph, a success, and an advantage there. So I think that's going to work out to 2 successes and 1 threat, and then the triumph. Okay, so I like the way this game works because I get to make up stuff that I never thought of. This room is absolutely being bugged. There's no way that a gangster like this. However, you did get a triumph. So I think you're going to take a point of strain because the stress of suddenly realizing that all of this has just been said out loud in the presence of a very powerful gangster is going to take you 1 stress. Or just count up. So on those ones we count up basically.
All right.
So strain, just mark 1 in your current strain. And that represents you like a little bit of stress. And if that reaches like the top,
13,
you basically you're out of the scene basically because you get too stressed.
Cool.
But then with the triumph, I think that you notice in time that you or somebody else can attempt to stop the message, like stop the recording, like break the recording, so that it doesn't go through, right? And you can communicate that to the party.
Woo.
I jump up.
Peppy. Peppy, 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 Peppy,
jumps
Peppy,
up.
Puppy, Puppy.
Poop has
Papa.
located the bug,
I have located a bug.
and I will debug the bug.
I need to tell you all of this
Yeah, you
first.
need to hear it first.
Doofus.
Your robot sensors pointed. Tell me.
Boop, 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 boop. So, turns out this room is bugged. All right, I have found a place where they are recording everything that we're saying, but you might potentially be able to stop that recording and take the little. It's just one of those little tiny cassette tapes. It's literally just one of the answering machine cassette tapes that this is on.
Press the wrong button.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, this is bizarre alien technology. Who could ever know how to work such a strange, archaic device?
A mechanic.
So is the idea? Do you want to do something, Mouse? Or are you just saying that you know how to? Okay. So are the two of you both going to try and solve this problem? Because I think if that's the case, we're going to determine who goes quicker, right?
I think I make my way, but then
This Wookiee just comes in, so you're just like you're kind of like scurrying over, but before you can get there, the Wookiee's just like.
start.
Okay, so Wookiee, who I don't think has a name yet. Did you come up with one? Musaka? Mousebaka. Okay, Mousebaka. I thought that was
I like
Musaka.
Musaka.
Yeah. No, I think that Musaka works really better now. Lamb Musaka. Lamb Musaka. You can make a. I think this is going to be a brawl check to try and break it, and it's not particularly hard. I think that it's only going to be 2 purples. So take all the other dice out of that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeet that.
Yeah.
Yeet.
So this
We'll
was-
keep that. We'll keep that one. Put
Yeah?
it back in the box. Yeah.
That was that.
God, you guys roll so many triumphs as well. So yeah, basically with this, I think that I'm just counting them all up. God, that was an amazing roll. So actually, the way this works is this counts as a success, but it's counteracted by the failure. But it's still a triumph. So it's no success, but it's still a triumph. And then we get 2, get counteracted by that 2 with 3 advantage remaining. All right. So here's how it goes down, right? The Wookiee comes in, smashes the thing. You're not sure if there is a backup recording somewhere, but the device in here has been destroyed.
Yeah, the
right?
one that I found.
The one you found, absolutely destroyed. But I think that what it does is it reveals, like, as the Wookiee breaks the system, it kind of detaches part of the paneling, and actually you can get access to more of the security systems for this base. But also with the Triumph, I think that it interrupts communications in the whole thing entirely. So there's no way that it's going to take them a while to repair it, basically, right? So even if there is a backup recording, they're probably not going to find it for some time. So current crisis averted.
Well done.
I'm not going to just destroy it, but see if you can do anything with the, with the wires that are remaining. See if you can get any more information. Get on it.
Do we want to rob this place? Is that the plan?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna rob this boy blind.
Yes.
Just take all the notes I did, and I'll just push those away, shall I?
Just
That's
get
fine.
rid of them.
Let me just burn these.
But what about Zippy and his amazing bypassing of security? Do you think you could make something of that security system that the
This is just the
Wookiee
actual
just
mic.
smashed open?
No, what's the problem?
There was no black dice.
And I boosted it to where it's peaking, but no change in the actual volume.
Good point.
It's fine.
For high rolls, can we get the radio mics, maybe?
I'll have that back. 2 seconds, buddy. I have you on mic.
Tech, yeah. Right, so, what's the plan? You guys want to try and rob Braga?
Of course, we're gonna rob him.
Okay.
We're having such a fantastic time.
Time to just burn everything.
This guy's got money.
the
He's
notes.
probably got heirlooms.
Star Wars headquarters map. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Can I get the map?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Can I just get that?
Absolutely you can, buddy.
Can we generate it in like the next 5 seconds?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit faster.
Right, so you want to try and like download a schematics
Yes.
of Braga's palace, basically.
yes.
Right,
That's
okay.
what I want.
Okay, so this is going to be a computers check.
Okay.
All right, so a computers check to download the system schematics. It's going to be. This is pretty tough though. This is a pretty hard system.
Not for my brother
Not for, I'm sure, not for him. So difficulty dice, hard, picking a complicated lock, picking an exceptionally sophisticated lock. Yeah, I think this is going to be. So this is going to be. It would normally be 3 purples, but I'm actually going to upgrade one of the purples to a red dice because this is especially hard. So it's 2 purples plus a red. Yeah. And then do you have any like special little talents or anything as well? Just you a computer skill.
Binary.
That'd be great if he was working with any droids. Okay. And this is computers.
Wait. Oh, what?
What about?
No, that breaks it.
Yeah.
I don't want to break.
Yeah. You want to try and just get the map for it.
I mean, if it goes wrong, you are going to be having to do that,
Yeah.
Pippy.
Yeah.
Smash
So,
that.
but I think it's still a success. So you still get a success and an advantage. So with the one advantage, you can choose to either. You don't have any strain loss, but you can add a blue die to the next character's check. So the next person who makes a check, this map's going to help in that. Right?
That's good.
What are you laughing?
Mouse is trying to eat.
Eat while with a mask on. Fuck's sake. Right, cool. So yeah, you download a map of the palace, right? And it shows you that there are 3 levels to the palace. You're currently in like the topmost level, like the penthouse level, where Braga's kind of personal quarters are. Up on this level, there is also a security room where human guards live, and they have like a barracks there. There is also like a small armory in amongst with their room as well. And then there's a turbo lift that goes to the other 2 floors. There's a small shuttle hangar where Braga's personal like little speeder hangs out, like his garage, basically, where he's got like a big impressive speeder that hangs out. He also has his databank servers, his computer servers are all down there as well. And then in the mid floor, which is the highest security floor, is you can know that there's definitely a vault in there, probably alongside a long high max security corridor with laser grids and defense droids and that kind of thing. And it's also vacuum sealed. So it's like when nobody's in there, there's no oxygen, it's a vacuum inside.
Like Ziploc.
Yeah, it's like a Ziploc bag. But on that floor as well, there are just other personal quarters of like his bankers and his lawyers and things like that. There's kind of like a mixture of just human resources down there as well.
Right, I don't know about you guys, droids, Wookiees, and Jawas, but I personally love the sound of that premium speeder. This guy's got a vault, he's got money, he's got security, he's got weapons, but what do we need? We need more coolness, ladies and gentlemen.
We do need some transportation. We don't have any way of getting around.
Exactly.
But is this speeder? Is it quite like? Is it decked out in the way that he would have it?
So it is obviously built
He's a
for a
big,
hut.
chunky
He's a big
man.
boy.
Yeah, well, that means we can all fit in it.
You can all fit in it, and it is, made of gold, and it's got like big rims and spoilers on it. It's
got a
decadent.
subwoofer.
It's very decadent.
My question is the speeder worth
I
more
try?
than 300,000 credits?
Probably not more than 300,000 credits. Probably like 100,000 credits.
I mean, it's...
Spaff, we're shooting too low here.
Okay. So you mentioned a armory. I'm liking the sound of this. Also, you also mentioned a human existence. So if there are human guards, well, I mean, we're very cunning individuals. We're very good at deceiving.
Spaff.
Yes?
I on the map I saw that there's a bunch of bankers and accountants.
Oh, they're my favorite kinds of people.
Surely we can find his accountant.
You raise a perfect point. Let's try and find his accountant, and maybe we can use our coolness and deception to just smash this one. Whilst this is going on, however, I want that goddamn speeder, so I need some of you to get that goddamn speeder.
How about we make a deal?
Yes.
Right? You take the speeder, my brother and I take the accountant.
This sounds like a perfect deal.
We can try and help by distracting. I think if they're going for things, we've got to run back up, sort of making sure that.
Whilst you
they're
guys are having this conversation, there is
smoothly.
a knock at the door, and you hear the familiar voice of Brago's little assistant, like, "Is everything all right in there?
Right? I can
Yes.
You've been in there for some time."
I'm fine rolling a awesome coolness and deception check to.
Well, what do you say?
I say, everything's fine, but why don't you come on in here? We've got a couple of things we'd like to ask you personally about your working conditions here.
Right.
We're from the union, and we've noticed that your work environment, it's positively unsafe.
Pretty sure he knows we're not from the union.
That's not true at all. Our work is to a very high standard. Braga prides himself on excellent employee conditions. We have a gym. We have full medical treatment.
I get
for
a
our
laser
staff.
pointer and I point out some black mold on the ceiling.
If you happen to have a gym, then why not show it to us? We'd love to make sure that such a thing is exactly where you say it is.
I wasn't aware that you were an Inspector Spaff's star seducer.
I'm here to...
A man of many talents,
I'm
clearly.
a man of so many talents. And also, if you have a gym, I'd love to see it. I mean, my pecs, they could use some working on. It's been at least 30 minutes since my last routine. Please, take me to the gym, as I can't be in my top condition to get this legendary warrior for you.
All right, very well. This is a strange request, but fine. Are the rest of you coming? Are you remaining here?
I mean, would anyone care to join me on an adventure to the gym? I mean, I'm sure all of you do have some important things to be doing.
I need some little information.
Sure. What information could you possibly need, Silas?
Can I also have some information? What the fuck?
In the room that we're currently at,
Yes.
are there air vents?
Yes. Yes,
My
there
brother
would
and I will
be.
stay behind.
Of course, you two stay behind, and you need to, of course, rest. You're small,
Yes.
it takes a lot of energy to walk anywhere. I understand.
Let me just get some shit. Let me just get some shit.
God, I'm excited to see the
Guys
space
are
gym.
cruel.
No, it's fine.
poor
This is
guy.
no. This is what it's all about.
I'm guessing Mark's not.
Fuck it, I'm just going to make the stats up. Right, I'm just going to make them up. So, Spaff is being led to the gym, the space gym.
Are they coming with?
Well, that's my question.
Well, I don't know the point.
Musaka is eating some food that's been laid out for
Can
them.
we have a montage?
Yeah,
I
absolutely
would
we
like
can.
to know what Spoof's actual plan could
My
be.
actual
Well, there is a
plan
man
to get-
in the room with you now.
Yeah, but do you want me to come with you?
I would love if you could come with me and see the sights of this place.
Then I will come with you. I'm going to
And-
draw what I'm going to do in the gym.
And Malbaka.
And
So R2B Booth is coming with Spaff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wookie, Musaka,
it's up
Mousy,
to you, man.
Mousy Banker.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say.
would you like to come to the super hip cool happening in gym, or would you like to stay and rest with the Jawas?
Wait, so I need to distract, right?
No, you don't need to distract yet. Just come with us.
Okay, so you three are going to go to the space gym.
The space gym.
The two Jawas are going to remain behind.
Yes.
Okay, I think so. And because he was already suspicious of you from your role earlier, so he's like, very well, but for your friend's safety, we'll just make sure that this door is kept secure. I'll have a droid posted outside.
Outside?
Yes.
Fine.
That's
He like looks at you like, we'll see. And so the party is split as three of you are off to Bragg's gym in his headquarters. All right, so we'll cut between the two now. So Spaff, R2B Boop,
Yep.
and Musaka are basically led down. You are taken down in the turbo lift. Which is a kind of glass tubular-like sphere, it's an elevator, and you are taken down to the bottom level, which is near the hangar, near the kind of speeder's hangar. Nice. And you're led off to the side. You can see that there are checkpoints. There are definitely guards at almost all the doorways.
Very small picture, however. It is,
that you on a treadmill?
On a treadmill. Just
amazing.
Oh, wait. Wait.
What's,
You've got it. Other way.
There we go.
There you go.
whilst we're like walking through all of the guard checkpoints, I'm like, can I run through, do like some finger guns, like high five some people, maybe give each guard 1 credit, just like a tip for holding the door open.
Okay, yeah.
you
Just
ready for
you don't need to roll for that.
No,
You
that's
can't
fine.
fail. You're
How
just
many
like
credits?
you're like, hey, guard, high five. Here's a credit.
Sup, bro?
Bam. You're just making your way down, and there's the mix of guards. Like you see some like these kind of like pig-faced aliens. A couple of them are humans. Some of them are these strange lizard men, like with these kind of big lizardy-like faces, and they're like, thanks, buddy. Yeah, great. Who the hell is that guy? It's like you kind of take them past, but they're like, I don't know, I got a free credit though, and they're kind of, but you definitely ingrain yourself in some of the guards as you walk past. The gym itself is very sparse. There's not a lot of equipment in it. There's 1 treadmill, 1 set of weights, and some sort of weird bungee thing that you kind of hang in and spin around on. Some sort of 0G trainer or some such. That's it. It's
You can go on that.
not being used ever. By anyone.
Is there, so in this room, it's myself, R2B Boop, Chicken Masala, and
Masala, the
the
Wookiee.
dog guy. Is that just...
So he leads you down. There are 2, I will say, there are 2 kind of like gangster-looking thugs outside the gym door.
But they can't look in, they can't hear us particularly.
If the door was shut, no.
Is
They
the
wouldn't be
door
able to look
open?
in. The door is currently open. He's holding the door open, like he's basically programmed it to open, and he's like, there you go, there's the gym, help yourselves.
Okay, right. Immediately, I'm going to move my way over to the weight section.
Okay.
And I'd like to be joined by Chicken Musaka, and also I'd like to summon the dog guy to help lift some weights for me.
You need
'cause
spotting.
I need some spotting.
So you're trying to get him to come inside to spot you.
Yes.
Okay. Right?
I'm not going
sure.
to pick anything too strenuous because, I want to.
What's weird about that, Mark?
There's nothing weird about that, no?
I just want to get spotted by an
Nothing
alien
weird
dog.
at that at all.
Is this not
Nothing
planned?
Personal
weird.
safety, Mark.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I go to the gym now. I know you've got to have a spotter when you do it. I just need to figure out how the fuck this is going to work. So you're definitely gonna make a roll here, and it's gonna be this would be a charm roll. Do you have training in charm?
I have training in cool and negotiation.
Okay, well this isn't really a negotiation, and
Is it
cool is
cool?
about keeping your cool. It's not about being cool.
But I am cool.
You are cool, 100%. So it's gonna be charm, which uses presence. So what's your presence score?
3.
So you get 3 green die. This guy doesn't have a reason to suspect you yet, even if you're being weird. So it's just going to be 2 purple dice.
Amazing.
So just 2 purples. I'll add them in.
Lovely stuff.
Okay. And you are, Spaff's star seducer. So I think this is, not out of the realm of possibility. In the
Let's
box.
do some weights, bro.
All right. What do we have? Oh dear.
my dear.
So, but you do get a lot of advantage.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you a couple of choices here. So let's have a look at some of this
Because, of
stuff.
course, this has been written and planned in the rulebook before.
Yeah.
People have done this, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mark
Yep.
knew exactly that this was going to happen.
Underneath page 742, Space
Absolutely
Gym
did.
Interactions.
Yep, I'm just checking my tables right now for that. So I think that basically what this is going to be is, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either give one of the other two characters, so Chicken Masala or R2 Beat Booth, you can give them a free upgrade, which will make one of their dice better on the next check.
Okay.
And we'll figure out how that works. Maybe that's you're distracting him while you're talking to him while they do something else, or something else. Or he won't join you at the rack. He will step inside the room, but won't close the door. So he'll be in the room with you, but the door will stay open.
Okay. I think.
What do you think would be more? What is Spaff like? Is he more about getting him inside, or is he trying to distract him for the other guys to have an advantage to do something?
I'm thinking I'm more about getting him inside this room because I think this guy would make I think he'd have a lovely time getting down on the floor and joining and getting really tired and yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to add a additional assistance to good old R2 Beat Booth.
Okay.
For some closure, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay. All right. So.
Am I
So Spaff, Star Seducer, is like, hey, come in, join me, do some weights. And he's like, oh, no, I'm afraid that that's not my sort of thing. But he kind of steps inside and is just like, well, you're free to help yourself. I'm sure that your Wookiee friend would be more than happy to help you. And he's kind of just looking a bit awkward, but he is now inside the room. And the guards are outside. Okay. So Wookiee and R2. No. What would you like to do?
The door has not.
The door is open still.
I'm not sure what Spaff is trying. You want me to close the doors?
You've got it.
That's all you have to say?
I said give closure. I thought it was there.
No.
She's a droid. It's like metaphors.
That's true.
They just go over their heads, you know.
So I'm gonna wheel out. I'm gonna wheel over. And
Can't wait.
I'm going to project
Okay.
a small a Tom and Jerry cartoon on the wall outside, so they're very distracted
So you're
by.
going to try to distract the guards by
With Tom and
projecting some
Jerry.
sort of like hollow net cartoon.
But
Yes.
like on big subwoofers so they can't
Yeah.
even hear anything
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, it's a cartoon about like a little tiny womp rat and a rancor. And,
Yes.
like they're best friends, but they also hate each other and
they're
constantly-
running around.
They're chasing
and
each other all the time.
I was hoping that my good friend Chicken Tikka Masala would help me close the doors while I am distracting them, so they
Okay.
wouldn't even notice the doors being closed.
Okay.
Because
Well, I
someone-
think for you, this is going to be. This is a deception check. This is a deception skill.
Uh-oh.
Which I don't think you have. What's your presence?
1.
That's 1 green dice, 2 purples.
Okay.
And these are pretty low rate thugs though, so add a blue die on, because these guys aren't like trained elites.
And did I also buff Booth?
You did, so you can upgrade that green to a yellow,
Oh, nice. I will.
which is good because the yellows are the only ones with triumphs on them.
Okay.
Keep it, put it in the thing. So what have we got? Oh, that is 2 failures, but lots and lots of advantage. Okay. So the guards, you project this cartoon into the corridor, and they're like, what? And they're just kind of like, one of them, this big lizard man, is like, what are you doing, little droid? And like comes over to you and is like, go on, get out of here. But you can recover 1 strain, so the strain you lost, you can recover that.
Okay.
And then for 2, you can either give them, you can make their next check harder, or give a boost to Mousy.
I'll make. Do you want a boost? Mm-hmm. Yes, you want a boost.
Do you want a boost? Okay, so you are distracting them, but not in the way you wanted to. You wanted them to be looking out the room. They're now looking in, but at you.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right.
I'm spinning around at the moment, wondering what I'm doing.
You're like. They're just like, what is this crazy droid?
I'm
Mousy.
moving very slowly on carpet as well. It's terrible.
What would you like to do? And then we'll jump to the Jawa brothers.
This is good. This is
Okay.
art.
So you need the door closed.
Yeah, and
They
I'm
need to
being
be
a
distracted. Okay.
What'd you do?
Can I use interpretive ballet to close the door and distract them simultaneously? Just like ballet kick into
Right,
the
run
door.
me through this. Just help me understand this, right? So you begin dancing around in the hope of distracting them, but you also want to
Accidentally close the door.
So you want to kind of make it look like
Accidentally.
you've accidentally closed the door.
Yes.
Right. This makes more sense to me now, rather than like I was like, you
have-
ballet the door.
Athletics.
You do have athletics, but this is still somewhat of a. You are still trying to be deceptive in your approach. So this is going to be. What's your presence? It's at the top 6 numbers, so it's one of the top 6.
My presence
Yeah.
is 2.
So you get 2 green die. You can add a blue die in from Booth, who is being distracting.
Okay.
But now that they are paying attention, it's going to be 1 purple and 1 red,
1 purple, 1 red.
and then clear those other 2 out of the
And
tray.
this is what I
Yep,
need.
and then shift the dice tray over a bit
Which way?
towards those guys, I think. Yeah.
We don't need those idiots.
So what have we got here? So that's a complete nothing. Right? That's everything gets cancelled out. So we call that like the status quo doesn't change. So what happens is the Wookiee begins dancing around, much to the confusion of the guards and the bureaucrat.
And me.
And you, and Spath. But you keep trying to go to knock the door to close it accidentally, but you keep missing because you're dancing around. So it's kind of like slam, and the door kind of like vibrates as the button gets nearly hit, but it doesn't quite. And so you're just kind of prancing around. And then there is this awkward moment of just the guards, the bureaucrat, and all of you kind of realizing that something's not right. Meanwhile, camera cuts to 2 Jawas alone in a room. What would you guys like to try and do?
All right, Bippy. Now that we've rid of those idiots, yeah, you and I, we go after the accountant. All right, we need his accountant.
Hannah, how about
What?
we've been following them this whole time?
No,
Through the vents.
we haven't even gotten to the fence yet.
No, but that's our plan.
It's all simultaneous, because I'm assuming you guys would have done stuff the second they left.
Meanwhile, yeah.
Right.
Meanwhile.
Okay. I mean,
that-
do we not need to do a check for the vents?
You will
Yeah, we
do,
will.
yeah? I just need to know what
But
you're doing.
if we can get through, then we can follow them.
Well, I was planning to go into the fence anyway, Bippy.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
that's true.
Okay, let's go to the
Right,
vents and then see
okay.
where we.
So we're trying to get to the vents, Mark.
Sure.
All right, so you want to go through the vents to what? Follow these guys?
Well, that remains to be seen.
Right, but you just want to go. Okay, all right,
Let's at least get through the
We'll
vents
see where
first.
the
Okay.
vents go.
Okay, so I think that getting the cover off the vents for 2 skilled Jawas is not hard. I'm not going to make you make a roll for that. You just pry the vents off and get those off easily enough. Navigating the vents is going to be the problem because you have a map. You have a map of the layout of this place,
But not the vents.
but not necessarily of the actual like internal like walls and security.
Okay.
So I think that that's going to come down to technically it'd be a survival. Do either of you have that skill?
No.
Okay. So in that case, and I believe survival is cunning. So one of you choose to make this skill check.
3.
3.
Okay. So one of you, it doesn't matter who makes it. 3 green dice and 3 purple dice, I think, on this one. But you do have a map, so I will give you a blue dice to represent the map that you downloaded earlier, and then
And then
3
3 purple.
purples. And then meanwhile, so Xylus, you're going to make a skill check, which is going to be stealth in a minute. Because you're going to basically be, while he's navigating, you're trying to make sure you're both being quiet as you kind of shuffle through these vents.
Okay.
All right? Oh dear. That doesn't look very good.
No. We have a law of advantage.
You really do. You really, really do.
Fucked it, Bippy. Classic Bippy.
Wow.
have brought him along.
God. Damn, Bippy.
Right.
I downloaded the other map.
Okay, so do you want to upgrade one of Xylus's rolls with your advantage? You can make Xylus's next check better.
Sure.
Okay, all right. And then we'll keep hold of some other boost die for you as well. So you're going to make a stealth check for me, Xylus.
Okay.
You are hopelessly lost. You have no idea what part of this building you are now in.
Bippy.
You're not sure where you're meant to be.
Bippy. Did you look at the map?
Fuck!
Bippy, where are we?
It isn't the right map. We fucked it.
Oh, Bippy! God, why do I bring you along to these jobs?
As you're doing your John McClane through it, you're constantly seeing like guards passing in corridors, and you're going to have to try and stay as quiet as you can.
So I get 1 boost, yeah?
So you get boost. So what's your stealth skill?
1 green, 2 yellow. So that's
Okay.
3 yellow now?
So it'll be 3 yellows now, but this place is heavily guarded, so it's going to be 2 reds and a purple.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you also get a blue from me because he got so much advantage. Roll a blue in there as well.
Okay.
You can do it, Boo.
Okay. 4 successes.
Wow, yep.
1 failure.
So 3 successes.
I've got 1 threat basically because
Yep,
one
one
gets
threat
spread out.
and 3 successes. Okay, take
Yeah.
a point of strain, because
Okay.
trying to keep your brother quiet and not stressing from being lost is winding you up. But you do manage to avoid being detected. And eventually you kind of make your way through. Do you just want to pop out, or are you going to try and get back to where you want to go? Or are you just going to basically try and drop out wherever
We
you
have no
are?
idea where we are.
You
right
have
now, right?
no idea where you are.
Pippi, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Can you please look at the map again? Let's figure out where we are. I can see something. I saw a lot of guards around. Can you figure out based on that where we are?
Sure.
You won't need to roll again, don't worry.
Yeah, we try and figure out where we are.
You do your best to try and figure out where you are, and you eventually realize that you've made your way in such a way you had to drop down at one point, and that was your biggest mistake. You've gone a floor too low. You're now on the same floor as the hangar and the gym, and there's no way to get back up. You're going to have to come out of the vents and go up in the turbolift to get to that mid floor, if that's where you want to go to. If you want to try and find these guys, you're going to need to get into. You're going to have to drop out the vents basically to find out where you are.
Pippi.
So what's the plan? What's the plan for the 2 Jawas?
Alright,
And then we'll jump back
Can
to the other
we-
guys.
I'll just basically that.
Can we hear them or see them? Because they would be making a bit of commotion, right?
Well, let's see.
walkie
Spaffy,
smacking
do you
on
have a
the
comlink?
I do have a comlink, a personal comlink. So
Okay,
We don't.
You don't.
that's fine. I think that we can probably say that as part of I didn't write any equipment, but one of you two would have had some sort of
Yeah.
earpiece or
I
something.
put a microchip in all of your brain.
Direct communication. Okay.
So am I allowed to basically just I give a gentle Morse code bleep bloop subtle code for the Wookiees spinning and
Well, I think you could have just had the comlink on the whole time. It's just constantly broadcasting
I'll
what's
have the
going
comlink
on.
on the whole time. That's fine. They can
Okay,
hear
so
the.
do we need to do some kind of check?
No, yeah, you know that they're in the gym, and you can probably find them.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay, we're on the same floor as those idiots. I think we're gonna need their help to get to the accountant. Oh shit! I've climbing tools, Mark.
You scrap this yourself.
okay.
Can we climb back up?
You want to climb back up? Okay, in that case, but you are still going to have to make an athletics check.
Oh shit!
Do you have that skill?
Free agility.
I've got 3 agility, but no.
Athletics is climbing is a brawn thing, so you're going to use your brawn skill on
Oh
this.
shit!
So 2 greens. This is a sheer metal tube. You have a climbing kit, which I will let you. So roll 1 green, 1 yellow,
Okay.
and roll me 4 purples.
Oh jeez.
I'm not going to bother with story points. this time.
All right, I just. I'm now making it harder on myself
Okay.
right now. But
Yeah. Please.
I'm tying my brother behind me.
Cool. Make 2 of those purples reds.
Okay.
Because otherwise you would have only been climbing for yourself.
Sure,
So,
yeah, okay, sure. I'm like,
Okay.
we're ice climbers. I
Yeah,
get it. I get
you're
it.
just hanging by a piece of wire to your brother, and he's got little mag cups, and he's like, "Ugh."
can he at least cheer me on somehow so I can get 1 blue dice?
No.
Okay.
He's just a dead weight.
Oh,
He's doing
no.
nothing.
He's just hanging there.
Spinning slowly.
Yeah.
Pippi, wish me luck.
Come on.
Don't fall.
Oh.
No, you didn't get a despair.
I
but let's
got
see.
2 success, but they counter out.
Yeah, and then 4 threats.
4 threats.
All right. So you don't fail, but you also don't succeed. The status quo doesn't change. What happens is you get halfway up, and your little Jawa body is just you can't move. You get halfway, and you realize that you can't take another step. But if you let go, you're going to crash through the bottom of these vents.
Can I-
So you're going to take 4 stamina. You're going to take 4 strain. And you are currently just locked in place. And we're going to cut to the other guys while you guys are just locked in place.
Okay.
Maybe I should have mentioned that you were climbing towards a new inventory, but oh well.
So, Spaff, R2 Beat Booth, and Musaka, you are currently in a very odd situation. And now the guards are looking at you, and the Bothan is like, well, you've seen the gym. Perhaps you should, Braga would very much like you to locate the warrior. Perhaps you
Okay.
should get
Some
going.
LEDs scroll across my face with question marks going.
Okay, so we're in a unique situation here. I'm feeling that this lovely boffin friend of ours, am I able to negotiate with him that he closes his eyes for exactly 1 second per credit?
So you are offering him money to close his eyes.
Yes.
All right, make a negotiation skill for me.
But also, he's going to be thinking that this is a seduction thing, okay? This boffin has been very much, I feel like he's been eyeing me up a bit. And I'm just like, hey, you, close your eyes.
But you're still offering a transaction. This is Spaff. I'm not sure if you know a lot about seduction. This is just called prostitution. This is negotiation.
I'm going to be using the art of negotiation, also known as seduction.
Sure.
No money involved.
No, okay. No, because this makes sense, right? Because Spaff, Star Seducer, is what he's called himself, and these stories have come out. Really, he's really rich, so he just pays for a lot of prostitution. That's what he thinks seduction is. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, make a negotiation check for me.
Okay. So that's 1 green and 2 yellows.
Yeah, 1 green, 2 yellows, but this is going to be. It would normally be 4 purple dice, but 4 purple dice. This is negotiation. He's quite a skilled negotiator himself.
Ooh. Well, it's always good when 2 smooth seducers
Absolutely.
run into each other. Oh.
Let's see how good Spaff is.
Hey, baby, it's me.
It's a success. It's a success. It's a success. He looks at you, and what you offered him is 1 credit per second he keeps his eyes closed.
Yes.
And he looks at you, and he looks around. He sees the 2 guards, and he just is like, all right. And he's like, should we shut the door?
Like, yes, you should.
What about the other 2?
That's
I spin
fine.
around.
We're facing the corner.
I need the droid to record, but the Wookiee can stay outside.
All right, yes, as long as the Wookiee stays outside.
Yes.
So Spaff urges you to step outside. The guards look perplexed, see the look between Spaff and this Bothan, this dog man, and they just shut the door.
What do the guards look like?
So the guards, so one's a big lizard man who looks at you very angrily, like just doesn't seem to like you very much. The other one is like a human, he just looks quite scarred and all beaten up and kind of stuff. And you're just stood outside awkwardly with these 2 guards. R2 Deed Booth, what's your opinions on all of this? Is there anything you'd like to do?
You want me to shoot him? Do I have any weapons at all?
You do. You on your weapons on
A stun gun, I do.
Yes. So he closes his eyes. He looks lovingly at Spaff, reaches out, touches him on the shoulder, and then closes his eyes. His hand is open, waiting for his credits.
I wheel up behind him.
Okay. How long is this going to take, by the way?
This is going to take. It's not going to take long. I mean, I know I'm slower on carpet, but I can really.
It's like 10 seconds.
That's fine. 10 credits.
You mark off 10 credits.
Yeah.
It's like
10
you're like
credits
1,
go into his hand.
2. He's like.
And I'm wheeling out, and I'm drawing my little stun. Well, it's not really a stun gun. It's more of like a little flap that opens.
Yeah, it's like R2's little kind of shocker and stuff like that. Yep. And you want to stun him.
And I want to stun him.
Okay, so this is going to be an attack roll. He is currently he's at short range, which I believe it's 1 purple die, and then you're going to use your ranged light skill.
Right. So my ranged light skill is 1 green, 1 yellow.
Yep. And every success you get will deal an extra point of damage, and you can trigger certain special abilities with advantages.
Right. So that's 1 green, 1 yellow, 1 purple.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Bam.
So what'd you get?
Well, that's 2 successes. Oh no, that's just nothing. They can't.
It's just a nothing, so you just get the advantage.
Because it's an
Okay,
advantage.
so it's a miss. So you kind of wheel up behind him.
No.
Get ready. It is. And then you kind of get the little shocker out. And then just as you're about to bolt him, he kind of is like, oh no, and falls forward onto Spaff. Like, oh, I've fallen. And kind of like pushes himself up against Spaff. And this kind of, it lights us out. It hits the treadmill, and the treadmill just starts sparking. He's like, what was that? And looks around and sees the little stun gun kind of poking out of your arm.
What's the advantage do?
Huh?
What is the advantage?
You can either...
I'm very sexually aroused also.
You can add a blue die to Spaff's next roll, basically.
Yeah.
So-
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Please.
So
My next
you've got
one.
like one. You've got like a moment to do something.
Oh dear! Bugger! This man appears to have noticed that we're trying to kill him. Luckily, I've got my tiny blaster.
So you just whip out your tiny little blaster gun.
I unzip and whip out my tiny blaster.
Okay.
It's what he was hoping for anyway.
It's what he wanted.
He wanted
Yeah,
the tiny
absolutely.
blaster.
So same thing for you. It's a ranged light. 1 purple die for the
It's
difficulty.
a short-range weapon.
Yep, perfect. So you don't have any penalties to using it.
Okay.
And then ranged light as the skill.
So what is it? Just the same again?
It's almost exactly the same again.
What's my range light?
Ranged light should be under your train skills.
1 green and 1 yellow. So it's
There you
just
go.
the
It's
same
almost
thing.
exactly the same as Booth.
And do I get my little advantage?
You
dice?
do get a blue dice, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he's now all on the floor.
Well, and also, yeah, he's like, looking up, his mouth's open, all
Lovely.
sorts of things going on.
That's how we prepare them for the tiny blaster.
I knew it was going to go this way when I started.
Oh my! Well,
That's just a success.
That's,
no,
uh,
it's just an advantage.
that's just an advantage.
The comedy of errors continues. You pull out your tiny blaster, but it fires prematurely.
Damn it, I forgot
So
about
the blaster hits the ceiling. There is the sparking sound. He's like, "You're trying to kill me, guards!"
No.
And we cut to the Wookiee outside as you hear this cry of guards. The Trandoshans look at you. They start to move. One move, the other human moves for the door. What would you like to do, Wookiee?
Can I bitch slap both of them simultaneously?
You can bitch slap one of them.
Okay, can I bitch slap one of them?
Sure. Which one would you like to bitch slap?
Lizard man.
Okay, sure. So you're going to make a brawl check. 2 purple dice.
That, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's that failed, but,
But 5
so many
advantages.
advantages were made.
How are you guys doing this? Like, you were like, triumph, and now it's just become this mess. Right, so how many...
I don't even know why we went to the gym. Why are we in the gym?
I just wanted to kill the boffin, okay?
So what you can do, you didn't...
Just blackmail him.
You didn't do any damage, but you can with those 5 advantage. You could knock both of these guys to the ground. So they're still alive and conscious, but you kind of like, in your ballet spinning, you can kind of like knock 2 of them to the ground as they go thump and land.
Can I make-
And then they're going to start getting ready. What would you like to, what do you want to do?
Can I make a run for the door?
I think that your whole thing is just basically trying to swipe them to the ground. I think you can
Okay.
open the door though if you want to.
Okay.
You won't be able to get through it, but you could open it.
Okay, so I can open the door.
Yep. And then knock these
Bitch
guys to the
slap
ground.
'em.
Yep. And then that's it.
Okay,
Right.
good.
Meanwhile, Jowis. So you're currently like halfway through. Zippy is holding on with dear life as his strength is sapping away. What would you like to do?
Pippi, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
What did I have? I don't think I have
Just
anything.
realised my laptop had gone to sleep because I hadn't touched it in like an hour.
Okay. Do we hear the commotion going on?
You definitely hit a commotion, and I
Okay.
think that eventually, at some point, some sort of alarm begins to ring
Okay.
throughout the
But
base.
okay.
I don't think we have anything to get out of this situation. Just
I mean, like,
hang in here.
I can't try to climb again, right?
I think that you just don't have the strength.
I
to
don't
do
have
it.
the strength for it.
You can. I will allow you climb back down if you want to try.
Okay. Okay. Hypothetical scenario. Mike.
Sure.
Is that
Yep.
safe?
Hypothetical scenario.
That's the question.
What if I were to cut the rope?
Oh yeah, if you cut the rope, then you'd definitely be able to try and climb up, and it'd be a lot easier.
I'm not saying
I'm not saying I'm doing it, Pippi. Just
I want to know my
seeing-
options.
I want to know my options,
Am I
Pippi.
seeing you like flicker the knife or something like that?
You see, like a look that I'm having. And you're basically like, don't.
Looking up and down.
Okay.
Judgment in your eyes.
Sure,
Love
okay.
shared between 2 brothers. What do you guys want to do?
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
I cut the rope.
I cut the rope.
All right. So you are going to make Xylus. You're going to make an athletics check with only 2 purple dice.
Okay.
Because you're kind of having to let go of one hand to cut the rope.
Athletics was agility or brawn?
Brawn.
Shit.
And then Zippy or Pippi, whichever one you are,
Pippi.
you are going to make a coordination roll. Do you have the coordination skill,
I-
Pippi?
Oh. Yes.
You do. So you're going to make that with 3 purple dice.
So I have two green,
But
two
I'm gonna,
purple for me, yeah?
I think, 2 greens, 2 purples, but I'm going to upgrade one of your purples to a red, Ped.
Oh.
Because you have just been cut by your brother,
Right,
and
okay.
I think that's
goes
reasonably
first?
challenging.
I respect it.
You roll first. I really want you to fail this roll.
You really want me to
I
fail
really
this
want
one?
you to fail this
Fail.
roll.
Oh my god.
Come on, succeed! Yes!
Oh my god.
I succeed!
Okay, just literally just barely succeed. So you cut the rope and manage to get your hand on it and then climb your way up onto the other floor. And now if you roll, Pippi, and let's see if you manage to recover from like how badly this fall goes. Okay, I think that is
That's a success with one threat.
With 1 threat. Okay, so you're going to take 1 strain from the emotional trauma of your brother abandoning you.
Now.
But you fall and you manage to basically like spread your little arms and legs, your little Jawa legs, and you slide down the bottom of this tube so that you don't come spilling out the bottom of it and explode into the corridors below, right? So you haven't alerted the guards, they still don't know you're in here, but you have safely somewhat landed. A little bit kind of hurt, but not.
Don't make any noise?
No, that's the thing. You don't make any noise. If you'd got like a despair or something like that, I would have had the guards go, huh? There's something in there. But luckily you didn't do that. But all you see is like little Zippy's legs kicking as he gets to the next level above you.
Okay.
What's scavenge junk?
If you went to if you went to equipment or machinery, you could start pulling parts out of it and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to find a specific thing.
Right.
Like if you're like, oh, I want to find like a device that will let me do this.
Okay.
Then it would probably be like scavenging a junk pile or going through like a ton of shit, basically.
Okay.
Right. Think about what you guys want to do now that you're separated. Let's cut back to the fucking the gym fiasco.
You were too happy. Well, it's relatively awkward now in the gym.
It's exceedingly awkward.
Personally, I think my mood has been killed.
Your mood has been killed, especially as you see the little Bothan. He pulls free a blaster. And he's just like, you traitorous scum! And he's going to try and blast you,
That's
basically.
fine. I still have one special talent. I know somebody. I go, hey, stop, don't do it. I'm a I won't say that.
What?
I would say, don't do it. I know somebody, and who's the most powerful man in the entire known galaxy?
Emperor.
I know Emperor Palpameme. You wouldn't want to do it.
Emperor
I know Emperor
Palpatine.
Palpatine as well.
Palpatine.
Palpameme is my father.
So you want to use your talent, know somebody.
Know somebody.
And you are claiming to know the
Palpameme.
Emperor Palpatine, Palpameme,
Palpameme.
who has been dead for like 20 years at this point. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
He was
So
my
you're going to
father.
make a knowledge underworld.
That's fine. Okay, so 1 green, 1 yellow.
Yep. And this is going to be 3 fucking red dice. Like this.
What? There's only 2 red dice.
All right, 2 red dice and a purple then. Fuck's sake. Fucking Palpatine. I know Palpatine.
I know Palpatine.
Palpameme, sorry. The thing is, if you succeed, then Palpameme is his brother. He's like, oh yeah, the Emperor's brother. I'm so Boof, I'm so sorry. I'm so
I don't
sorry.
know what is happening.
I don't know what's happening.
Am I allowed to add in my personal comlick and say I've got him on speed dial?
Yeah, but it's not going to help you in any way.
Oh.
But I appreciate the gusto. I appreciate the effort.
Oops. Okay, I fell everywhere.
Well,
That's success and that's 2 failures.
so what have we got?
Oh my god! Yes!
No, just 2 threat, right?
Just 2 friends.
So nothing changes. He looks confused for a moment. Take 2 strain for me. No, in fact, don't take the strain. I'm gonna give him a boost die to this.
I'm going to have 5 strain just because I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
witnessing.
But in real life, yes,
Yeah,
you know.
Give me 5 strain in real life.
He looks at you for a moment, Spaff. There is a moment where you're like, is he going to believe me? And then he just shoots you. He just shoots you.
Classic.
Right, so range light for this guy.
Spaff's
is
gonna
just-
die.
Oh, I have 1 melee in defense because I have very expensive armored clothing.
You do. Oh, you do have melee in defense, so he will downgrade 1 of his dice. Cool. So that is, you're lucky, that's a miss. But he gets himself up the floor. So he was currently on the floor. He's like prone. He tried to shoot up at you. You have to dodge to the side, which gives him time to roll and kind of stand up, right? And he's now making his way towards the door as the Wookiee comes charging through. For those of you who are in the room, let us all you're all going to make a cool check to see who is going to be going first in what is effectively a combat situation. So you
Only
just
in the room,
roll your
yeah?
cool skill. You don't roll any purple die. You just roll the score, and we're going to count successes
Does
to
Ped
determine who
count
goes
for
first. Sure, Peds, you can roll for this as well if you really
Sure in
want.
defense.
Sure. Let's pretend.
So
I'm
I
above them.
rolled
Yeah,
a
no, cool.
triumph and then 2 fret reducey boys.
Okay. I got 5 successes for the Buffon,
You're dead.
and 1 success for the goons outside. So you got how many successes and then a
I
triumph?
got no successes, 2
advantage,
advantage,
and then the triumph. Okay. So cool checks from you guys. If you don't have cool,
don't
I believe it is cunning. I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
2.
Cool presence actually. Presence.
2.
You got 1.
So you've got 1. So just
One
roll 1
green
green.
dice.
You don't need to add any purples to it. It's just to determine how quickly you react. Because you're trying to keep your cool. Okay, 1 advantage. And then
Advantage.
Wookiee. So this is your presence of 2 greens.
Nice.
Okay, so the order of the way that the order is going to go down is it's technically the Bothan first, then it's going to be Spaff, then it's the goons, and then it's the Wookiee. Right?
Okay.
So that's how that's going to go down.
And then Booth does just.
And then Booth goes at the end.
I'm just spinning
Just
around.
spinning around. So having the Wookiee blocking his exit, the Bothan can't really go anywhere. So he is probably going to try and... What would he try and do? I think that he doesn't have like any more specialized equipment. He is just going to back up into the corner of the room, hope that the guards deal with you, and he's going to take another shot at Spaff, basically. At short range, which is a hit this time. You are going to take 6 points of damage, but you minus your soak from that. So you have a soak of 3.
Did you roll the defense as well?
I did, I included
Lovely.
that.
So I take 3 damage.
You take 3 wounds.
That's fine, 3
3
wounds.
wounds. So he blasts you, you manage to get to the side, but it kind of scuffed your arm. And then he basically is desperately like taking a defensive position in it. Did you want to roll cool as well, actually?
Oh, sure,
Pez?
yeah.
So whatever your cool skill, if you don't have one, is your presence.
So these-
Just roll those.
Oh shit.
Let's see if you go
2 advantage.
2 advantage. So you'll go just before Booth, right? So Spaff, what would you like to do?
I would really love to call up the Emperor. I imagine I'm not allowed to use Know Somebody again.
It's once per session.
So I can't try and negotiate with him that I do. I can't deceive him.
You can try. You can always try, but it's very hard
I can
because
try
you've
and
already
deceive
tried
him.
once.
This is tricky. This is very tricky.
But you can see that there are 2 guards outside who are walking up behind the Wookiee.
Okay. Can I negotiate with the guards?
You can definitely, if you want to try and pay them off to turn on their
I
employer.
want to pay off the guards to kill the Boffin.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right, make a negotiate check. And I think that these guys aren't as scrupulous, so we'll make it 3 purple.
Okay, 3 purple.
Yeah. But the Bothan's gonna probably try and interject, so upgrade one of the purple to a red, and add a black die. Because he had some advantage
Can I
before.
also have an advantage because I paid them off when I came into the gym?
Sure, you can have a blue die. You can have a blue die for that with their 1 credit you gave them.
They remember that. They know I've got money.
The guards will remember that.
Well, that's a spicy meatball indeed.
That's a lot of nothing. right
That's
there.
a huge amount of colossal
That's
failure.
literally nothing, I think. You got 2, 2.
1 advantage.
You got 4 threat and a failure. Right.
Well,
You're going to take 4 threat. You're going to take 4 strain, Spaff. So you take 4 strain. More because you kind of call out desperately, like, I'll pay you anything. Kill the Bothan. And the guards just kind of peer over the Wookiee, and then you see them like raising their like blaster rifles ready to like shoot the Wookiee down. And then the Trandoshan just looks at you. I'm gonna eat you.
oh no. I kind of like the sound of that, but at the same time, he said with malicious intent.
So what would you like to do? Because currently you're entrapped in the room as well.
So do I still have another go here?
No. But do you want to move anywhere or anything like that? You can't like shoot or anything like that. But
So is there only 1 entrance to the gym?
yeah. It's just one entry.
Is there any vent in or out?
Yes, there is always a vent, always. It's quite high up and looks quite dusty, but yeah. It's also very small.
It's just Java size.
It's just Java.
I think I'm going to try and run past the guards on the door.
All right, well, we'll try that. We'll check that in a minute. So then I believe it was the guards themselves. Mm-hmm. So you currently have a small square gym with equipment in it. You've got the Boffin in one corner, R2D booth doing donuts in the middle of it. Spaff is now running towards the door, which the Wookiee is currently in the middle of, and then the two guards are outside. The two guards they're currently on the ground, so they're not going to pull up their blaster rifles. They're going to use these truncheons and try and just whack the Wookiee however they can, basically. So this is melee for them. And then black dice because they're prone. So, Wookiee. This is going to be... That's a failure on their behalf. So the first one just completely misses. The second one is going to try and take a whack at you as well. That, however, is going to be 1 success, 2 threat. So he's going to take some additional wounds, but you are going to take 6 points of damage, but you minus your soak. So you take 4 off that, so you take 2 wounds. So it kind of like whacks you to the side, and that will now trigger your Wookiee Rage, which makes your attacks deal more damage.
Oh.
So you've taken a blow to it, and it is now your go. They also stand up, so they're no longer on the ground. They've got these truncheons out, and they're trying to beat on the Wookiee as they see Spaff running towards them.
So I now do 2 more damage. Right?
1 more damage, because you're not critically injured.
No, I'm not looking at the critically. When you have taken 1... Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, as long as you've taken damage, you get +1 damage.
So the one that damaged and threatened me.
Yeah.
Is that the human?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to punch him in the dick.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. So you're going to make a brawl check, 2 purple die.
Oh.
Yeet. 2 purple die, and then your brawn. So don't forget all your 2 greens, 2 yellows. That's quite a lot, I think.
That's
2 success.
2 success, 1 threat.
And 1 threat. Okay. So what does your brawl damage? Your Wookiee claws over here. So they do 4 damage. So you add 2 to that from your successes plus another 1. So you do 7 points of damage. So you grab this human and you just tear his dick off, or like you just punch in and you just hear something snap and break, and just blood sprays across the corridor as you just annihilate him. The other lizard man guy like looks at you and just starts backing away as you see this happen. Pedguin.
Hello.
You hear the sounds of a man's dick being punched off, coming from somewhere on the level you're on. What would you like to do?
Are these vents like above?
Yeah, they're all like kind of John McClane Die Hard style vents
Are they
above.
like kind of hanging?
Yeah.
Could I like...
Yeah, and there's like little grills where you can look through them.
Yeah.
It's Metal Gear.
Can I like crawl to one where I'm just above someone?
Yeah, you're like looking down and you can see the gym, a smoking treadmill, an R2 unit doing donuts. Spaff is running towards the door desperately. You're kind of peering in.
Can I like undo the vent so it falls down?
The whole thing?
Yeah, like me with it. But hopefully on the other guy, the lizard.
You want to get so outside on the corridor.
Yeah.
You want to like get on there and then knock down with that. Sure.
Is this the...
Make a mechanics check for me.
Okay.
Yeah, make a mechanics. We'll make it 2 purple dice.
Sure.
Easy.
Does he have his benefit of his ability to break just about anything?
Well, that would be a separate thing.
Yeah,
So there's a separate
robots.
ability to use. Yeah, that's like machines and electronics and stuff.
I see.
But this is just a plain band mechanics.
Okay.
And I'm already taking like some stuff off anyway, because you're good at this stuff.
Sure.
So what have we got here? That's 1 success, 2 success, 3 success, 1 failure, 2 threat. So it's a 2 success and a failure. So yeah, exactly what you hope to happen happens, right? But you're going to take 1 point of strain as you come tumbling out of the vent with it. So it kind of swings down. The Trandoshan gets it in the forehead, goes sailing back, completely knocked out cold, and this little Jawa comes spindling out right next to your feet, Wookiee, as this little brown-robed friend comes tumbling out as he erupts into the room. R2D Booth,
Hello.
now's your time to escape this madness.
I don't know what to do. I
Just
honestly have.
flee.
I'm just gonna try and make my way in between the guards.
Well, the guards are now all knocked out or dead. One of them's
What's the
had his
bottom doing?
the bottom is in the corner, like desperately looking around,
Maybe I should-
terrified.
What about your little girl?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I might go and.
Zap him.
I'm gonna zap him.
You want to zap him, so
Yeah,
you just
just
trundle
'cause
over.
Yeah, just gonna give him a little zap.
Sure. Yeah. So it's a ranged light again. 1
Yeah.
purple die.
1
Because
purple
you're
die.
at close range.
I've got
1 yellow.
1
and
yellow, 1 green.
1 green. There's 1 in there actually. There's a couple of them.
Ooh.
That's what we got there. Oh, very good. So what's that? 3 successes, 1 failure. So 2 successes. So on your stun gun, what's the damage do?
So it's 6 damage.
Yep. So you add 2 to that because you got 2 successes. So that's
Cool.
8 damage.
8 damage.
And then does it have any extra effects?
It has crit 4, disorient 3, and deals double
Okay.
burst of droids. But
Well, that is enough stun damage that you kind of trundle over to him. He kind of like looks down because he's been looking at the rest of the combat. Kind of looks down to see you and is like, "Get out of here, droid!" And then, and he just and falls to the ground, completely paralyzed. Yeah, and you guys are now basically out of the immediate danger, but there is an alarm going off all through this complex. You are on the bottom level, where it's
we're not getting paid, guys.
cut to.
Amazing.
You might not.
Cut to a lone Jawa brother having sacrificed his only friend in the world. You are currently on the middle floor, back in the vents. What would you like to do, Xylus?
Okay. Do I still have the map?
Sure.
Okay. 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 And I hear the alarm going off
Yep.
as all this is going
Yep.
on.
What kind, is it an alarm where it's kind of like all the guards? Oh, that's a nice noise. But is it one where the guards know that the alarm has been activated from? Say,
No,
the
it's
bottom
just like
floor?
it's like a go on alert, like
general
something's happening, an alert, and you're not sure. Like nobody triggered an alarm. You think maybe the blaster fire like automatically triggered some sort of alarm in the building, and so the guards are just now going to be on high alert, right? And it's like a proper like whoop 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 all throughout the corridors. So Xylus, Zippy,
Okay.
what do you do?
Okay. Okay. At this point, I hear the alarm going off, and I notice that the guards are, a bit on edge.
Yeah, you like if you're
Especially
crawling
on
through the
this-
vents, like you can see them. They're like moving around,
Yeah.
and they're starting to do like searches, right? And all the what was like the kind of crappy human guards, they're there, but you also see like ranks of these much more elite. Like they're wearing blast armor, they've got blaster rifles. Like, hey, check these rooms, and like they're making their way, kind of like Rainbow Six style, kind of checking corners, all of that kind of stuff.
Fucking idiots.
Somebody's attacking Braga, like they're kind of making their way through. Is it a rival gang? Like, they're kind of calling and speaking to each other as they make their way through.
Okay. Can I throw one of my stun grenades down the shaft that I just climbed? Just to cause a distraction.
To where your brother was.
Was. Yeah. Exactly. Keyword there is was.
I'm glad I went first.
Yeah, you can do that,
Yeah, no, I'd like to do that. It's a distraction.
All right, so stun grenade, right?
Yeah.
So do you have ranged light as a skill?
No.
Okay, so it's just going to use your agility. So what's your agility?
3.
Okay, so 3 green dice. This is 2 purple dice. And yeah, we'll just make it that.
We were brothers. Oh, sweet fuck.
2 success, 1 threat.
Okay, 2 success, 1 threat. So so the 1 threat I think is going to be you take a bit of strain, right? Like you've climbed up this thing, it's a stressful situation, you pull the grenade out, you know that your brother's down there somewhere, but you think he would have left by now, and then you throw it down.
Exactly.
Those of you who were in the gym, you hear like a ding, 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 and the whole like vent that has now been tilted because Pedwin's character like latched it, it would have rolled down through into another part of the vent, but now this tiny little grenade, boink, right in front of the Wookiee and Spaff's feet and Pedguin's. What does a stun grenade do, Xylus?
8 damage.
Oh, but you got 2 successes, didn't you? So that's 10. That's 10 damage, isn't it? No. Anything else on there you want to read out for me?
Crit not available.
No. Yeah.
Disorion 3.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Stun damage.
Yeah.
Blast 8.
Blast 8. Do you know what that means? It hits everybody in the area for 8 damage. So this is what happens, right? The little grenade. Now, but R2D booth, you're fine.
I know.
You were in the gym, but the 3 of them who were like Spaff, who was running outside, the Wookiee, and the little thing. This little stun grenade lands amongst all 3 of you. You look down at it, and then as all 3
Congratulations,
of
guys.
you.
I've never played a game quite like this.
You all take
I-
10 strain damage.
Strain damage.
Yep. It deals damage to
I
strain.
am now over my strain.
I'm
Oh,
now
are
over
you?
my strain
Are
as
you?
well.
What about you, Ben? Are you over it?
I'm on 1.
You're on 1. Well, here's the great thing, right? You're still conscious. Spaff and the Wookiee are flat knocked out cold. And so Pippi and R2D booth, you're the only ones who hear the armored boots of the guards making their way towards this
I
corridor.
flip up a tiny white flag. Please fucking take me away.
You
from
have
this.
time to run. If you want to run, like, you can just run off into another part of the base. Or if you'd like to surrender, you can surrender.
No, I'm gonna try and run away into in a different part of the base.
So you're just going to run off
I'm
into
just
the thing.
gonna
Do
run
you want
out.
to
No,
follow
I'm
with
gonna-
it?
Yeah.
So the 2 of you just book it.
I'm gonna book it. I'm not even gonna try for these guys. You are a lost cause. You guys, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find Randy. I am gonna
the whole mission by
go find
yourself.
Debo.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get as much information out of him as possible. And we're gonna
Wait,
kill
you
him.
want it? You mean you want to do the adventure I
I wanna do the
wrote?
adventure that
Oh, why didn't you say
Yes.
it?
Fuck. Do you know what? I know that you put at least a week's worth into this. And I would love to have found out what this was about.
No, I wouldn't. I only
this
made
story.
custom character sheets so that the game was easier to play. I only wrote notes. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
don't want to go to a gym. I don't want to steal a speeder. I just wanted to have fun with my Wookiee friends and get some money and spend it on some lovely, beautiful little brasso so I can polish my face.
It's, I wanted to tie it into the stuff I did with Hatford. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, Xylus, what, you throw the stun grenade down. That's fine. It's gone off.
Yeah.
Great job. Distraction. Absolutely.
So are there still guards?
Oh yeah, you hear like the stormtroopers begin or the elite troops begin making their way off. Like,
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
Good. All right. I would like.
So what's the plan here?
Well, I'm on the floor with the accountant, right?
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hang on, let me just get a name for him. Yeah, the accountant, Rabs, he's called. Yeah, Rabs, he's Scottish. Yeah.
Scottish.
Yeah. It's me, Rabs. I'm an accountant for Bragg of the Hutt. Yeah, so you go and find him.
Windy cleaning.
Right, so you drop down, and you can see that all of the lawyers and accountants and that are like in a panic, right? Because the alarm's going off, they're packing up things, they're getting ready to evacuate, and you find the head accountant's office, and inside you see Matt. It's human, it's Raps basically, but he's in a space like Star Wars outfit.
But his trousers are off.
Yeah, no, his name is Raps doesn't really have a surname, does he? Like his
Underscore.
Yes.
His Rabs underscore is his exact name.
Yes.
Rabs underscore.
Okay.
Underscore.
Okay.
Yep. Thunderscore. Rabs Thunderscore. That's a Star Wars name. That's a
there
Star
we
Wars
go.
name. And he looks and he's like, what the hell are you doing in here? Who are you?
I'm Zippy.
It's like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Yeah. Well, you're coming with me, son.
I'm not fucking coming with you.
I whip out my Electro staff.
Ooh, he kind of puts his hands up. He's like, God, where the fuck are the guards? And he's like looking around, and you currently have a hostage.
I have a hostage.
Why
Perfect.
were we going for the accountant in the first
don't
place?
know.
This is what I
Booth,
just
I don't know.
know. What give us
The man employs you, and you're like, you know what? Let's rob him. I love it. I love it. What a great time I'm having. I love D&D.
Oh, God.
I love it.
I've got another hour of this. It's fucking fine.
You fucking don't. Are you kidding? We got like 40 minutes. I'm taking a break.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Oh god.
So, Rabs is currently a hostage of Zippy.
Perfect.
What's the plan? Like, before we cut away from Zippy, what do you want to do next?
Well, I want to take the accountant and the ledgers.
Okay, so you're going to raid, like, his data banks.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
we'll
then
come back to
try
that
to
in a minute.
escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Spaff and Wookie are unconscious.
Good. They can't fuck this up.
You're, like, unconscious for, like, an hour, I think.
Okay, that's fine.
Like,
that's good.
you're going to be very much being arrested or, like, thrown in some sort of, like,
That's
gulag within an hour. So I think R2D Booth and Pippi, it comes down to you guys. Like, Pippi is on the verge of losing consciousness. You can see he's like all beaten up and
Do you know what? I could totally help him, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to. No, you're unconscious,
I'm
you're
waddling
unconscious.
after you.
And I don't care. I'm off.
So
I'm out the front
R2,
door.
what's the plan? Like, well, so the whole building is now on lockdown. You can see that like the guards have like begun locking down the main entrance. There's really only one way to get out of here now, which is the hangar with the speeder. It's the only thing which is open to the rest of the city.
Is it relatively close by?
It's on this.
Same,
It's on
same
this level.
floor?
Yeah, it was opposite sides of the headquarters from the gym.
Shit, R2D is gonna take
So
this
you've got two
before-
Yeah.
choices.
Not for you.
Do you
for
want-
me?
That's what
Do
I'm
you
saying.
want to try and get there without alerting anybody, or do you want to try and blend in? Because you're a droid,
I'm
right?
a droid, and there are
loads
droids.
of
There are droids everywhere.
There's, like,
I'm going
gonk
to try
droids and
and
stuff.
blend in. So
Bend in.
I'm going to try and bend in. Like, it's fairly easy to do, being a droid.
I don't even think you need to roll for that, because I think if you're just trying to blend in, but I think
I don't
what
have
happens,
any facial expressions.
Exactly, right? You can't look guilty. You're just a droid. You're just rolling around. There's two problems. One is that a Jawa is following you, like very clearly, like trying to follow you, like where you're going. The second one is I think that as you're making your way, you're basically a technician stops and he's like, "Hey, where are you going? We need you repairing like doing this like a job, like I don't know, fixing the astrologs or something like that." He's like, "You're not supposed to be here. You're up on floor 2 fixing the astrologs."
So what I say to that is I say, "Oh, I'm scheduled to give what's-his-face's speeder a good polish down. It's overdue by a week now because all of the other droids, they've been out of action. They've been upstairs.
Very good. I like it.
So it's not been polished in a fair while. This should get me close enough to the speeder in itself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't technically even need the speeder. Like, once you get to the hangar, you could, like...
Roll out,
like, kind of go down the side of the building or something like that. You know, you could probably just wheel your way out. But I think he's like, he, like, checks. And he's kind of like an old human, big mutton chops, big grey mutton chops. Looks a bit like Simon. And he's kind of looking, he's like, and he gets, like, a little data pad out and he begins looking through. And then he's like, "Hey, who are you?" And he looks towards Pippi. Jawa.
Is it just the one guard?
It's one old man, sweet-looking old man.
I look
and
surprised too, as a surprise as a droid can look.
you're like, woo, 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 woo. He's like, hey, who are you? What are you doing down here?
I don't know this guy. I've never seen this guy before in my life.
So I'm all like dazed.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna point down the corridor and just be like, "Bad Houdini." I'm just like, bad shit, and I'm trying to get away. And
Okay.
and I hope he goes to look.
Yeah, he definitely goes to look. He definitely like turns and he's like, "Oh," and he like goes and sticks his head down the corridor and starts looking down there.
And I'm just gone.
Oh, you're just gonna make a run for it?
Yeah.
Are you trying to hide?
The hangar.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I'm going to just go back to saying, I really need to clean that speeder,
Okay,
sir.
so you go to him like while he's trying to look at what the Jawa was pointing
Yeah,
at.
yeah, I'm
Right.
just like,
Jawa, you're gonna make a stealth check for me. So if you don't have stealth as a skill, it's agility.
Okay.
Right? So how many dice is that for? 2? So 2 green dice. He's like a technician, so I'll give him like, he'd probably have like a rank in vigilance. So 1 purple, 1 red. But the droid's kind of helping you. So take a blue die for R2 being a bit of a
I
distraction.
don't mean to help you.
No, it's I know you don't mean to, but your presence does. You're like, "Mark, I know you said that we're like, this is a team game now, but it's not anymore."
Yeah.
Like, now I want to
I
live.
need to leave because there is a self-preservation thing within me that
Yeah.
says,
I need to get the fuck out.
This is dangerous.
All right, let's see it, Ped. Oh dear. Oh, maybe. Oh no! Oh, I just saw those other failures. So what does this look like? How does Bippy fail? Because you do get, what have you got? Two advantage there.
2 advantage.
You could gain 2 strain back.
So am I failing
You're
getting away
failing-
or convincing him to look?
No, he looks. The bit that you fail in, and we can work this out, right? Like, you fail to hide, but you do get 2 strain back. So you've successfully distracted him, which kind of helps you clear your head a little bit, right? But you fail to hide. So what does that look like? Was it that you tried to like hide in like a little cupboard? Did you try and run and another like guard has like stepped in the way? Like somebody's come around a blind
He held a
corner?
nuppaper up.
He's got like tiny
blended.
little holes, but
Yeah.
his like little jowl legs are still sticking out.
Yeah. That sounds good.
So you find like in the bottom level, like the lobby where everyone comes in to meet with the Hutt business, because it's now basically like a big office, like a worker's office. You like sit on one of these little benches and you hold up like Narshadar Times, but these little Jawa legs are still kind of kicking out from under it, right?
Sure.
And so he kind of looks back and he's just like, oh, some sort of commotion. And he looks at the droid and he's like, oh, you all right, you just go walk on the speeder then. Just go walk on the speeder. He kind of just like brushes you away. And then he starts like looking around and he kind of calls over one of the guards and he's like, oh, and you can see him talking to the guard. He's describing you. So they don't know where you are, but you're now suspicious, right? You're kind of, if this were a video game, it'd be like, you know, undetected suspicion, like yellow alert, right? Right, let's deal with the 2 unconscious people. Because you guys are just going to sit there otherwise. So I think after an hour, you kind of come to consciousness. You have 1 strain each, and you are currently basically in a featureless room, like a metal box. You have restraints, like mag restraints, kind of holding your hands behind your back. You're sat in very uncomfortable chairs. You're both in the same room, and there is a thin black droid. It's kind of got like a really thin head, really thin body, but these long spindly arms. And as it reaches its hands up, each of its fingers is some sort of like medical instrument, like a syringe, like a blade, a scalpel. And it's just like, greetings. My latest subjects are here.
R2 Bink Booth really fancies this guy.
Oh, really? Oh, if only you could meet
I know. It's a
lovers
shame.
from across the way.
I'm just dreaming about some droid someday while
droid.
polishing the speeder.
But you're not escaping, you're just polishing
I'm
the
just
speed.
polishing the speeder.
She's got a job. She's got a job
She
to
just
do.
works here now.
That's it. I've got a cushy job now. Like I've got
Listen,
benefits and everything.
this is my scam. You see, we could have done this job for 300k, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to work, you know, doing this
Gonna work.
Minimum wage.
for minimum
100
wage.
credits. 100
9 till
credits a day.
5.
Yeah.
Right.
But this interrogation droid is basically just like, I see that you are finally awoken. I've been given orders to wait until Braga himself can join us for the questioning, but I might not be able to help myself. A little interrogator humor for you.
Very funny indeed. What a charismatic guy.
I have never worked on a Wookiee before. It will please me to break you and cut you open.
Same, honestly.
What would you guys like to do? You're in a dire predicament.
I have a question. The Boffin, did we kill that?
He was knocked unconscious, yes.
Is he awake yet?
You don't know, he's not with you. You've clearly been taken somewhere. In the hour that you are unconscious, you were probably found, bound, and dragged to some awful gangster room. You know the scene in Casino Royale where he gets the rope and he hits the testicles under the chair? It's kind of a bit like that.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my personal comlink
Okay.
to phone up
Who?
the Jabber.
To Braga.
The Braga.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to call him before he's even here, and I'm going to
Right, okay.
try and deceive him with my ridiculous cunning and be like, look, your Boffin, he tried to get with me, and also your guards were paid off by him. I'm
Right.
going to go,
Okay.
and we tried to fight back, but we were knocked unconscious.
Okay.
And they were the ones who started it.
Okay.
And I
So my
want to
first
help
question to you, Spaff, is your hands are currently bound behind your
Yes.
hands.
Yep.
How do you activate the comm link?
Okay, I get the Wookiee to smash its head against the comm button.
So you've got like a little like comm badge or something like on your
Yep.
jacket, and you're like, Wookiee, hit this, hit this.
me.
Like you're like, come on.
Hit me, Wookiee.
All right. So Wookiee, make an athletics check for me. So use your athletics skill. So 3 green plus 1 yellow. You do have the interrogation droid next to you. So 1 purple, 1 red. Because the interrogation droid is looming over you both and is like, what are you doing? Please stop conversing. This is very highly inappropriate prisoner behavior.
Perfect.
So what have we got? Oh, that's a success. That's 2 cancelled out. Advantage, advantage, 1 threat. So 2 successes, 1 advantage. So the Wookiee leans over, headbutts you, and the comlink comes to life. And somehow you have it pre-programmed to contact Bragger the Hutt.
Yep.
And you can gain another strain back, Wookiee. So you get 1 more strain back. So you're at 2 strain. And yeah, you hear it like click, and you hear
I thought you would.
like this kind of, Hutt voice speak through. Do you speak Hutt?
Well, what about the interrogation droid?
Maybe.
Because
Do you want
I
to
mean,
ask?
It's a droid, which I would imagine would be talking to
It can interrogate a lot of different things.
languages.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to get the interrogation droid to. I basically like subtly nod to the interrogation droid, like, "Hey, what's he saying?"
The interrogation droid looks at you. Prisoner, are you requesting that I translate for you?
Sure thing, babes.
Very well. And he kind of like looks at her and he's like, the mighty Bragger the Hutt requests to know whom is speaking and why are you calling him?
'Tis I, Spaff, Star Seducer.
Foscopopa, bigly liar, bigly.
I don't even need the translator to understand that one. I immediately go, look, there's been a misunderstanding of catastrophic proportions. Your boffin is actually a traitor to your clan. That's right.
Oh!
I know. And your guards were getting paid off by him as well.
This is where a deception check will be coming into play.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
So what have we got on your deception?
Can I nod and go, "Ah!"
I mean, it's a comlink, so you're like nodding going, yes, but it's not going to help. But like, love the effort. Like, it's a really great effort. But you're like nodding, like, yeah. No, it doesn't help. So what have you got in your deception?
1 green and 2 yellow.
1 green, 2 yellow. He's a big boy. He's a big, scary boy.
Chunky boy.
This is going to be 4 purple dice.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have this be a good one.
That's just 2 advantage.
That's just 2 advantages.
Right. Well, this isn't just like a one and done thing, right? So you try and sell this lie to him. You can either give like a buff to the next check that you make, or you can get 2 strain back.
I'm going to give a buff to the next check
Okay,
I make.
so you begin talking to him and you speak through him, but it's not a success, right? So he's just like, whoa, super duganda danda foro boro, bothan lord bogadada. Bragger the Hutt remarks that the Bothan has been loyal to him for several years. However, he has only just met you. Why should he believe you? You were caught trying to kill him, apparently.
That's just what the Boffin wants you to think. I seduce the Boffin using my legendary skills as a star seducer, which I'm sure even you, as person as majestic as yourself, has heard of. I seduced him to try and work out if he was deceiving you. At a first glance, I knew something was amiss, but it was only when I managed to get him alone in private that he actually revealed to myself his master and dastardly plans.
Du savomba, Galek Bordo. The great Bragger the Hutt says, do you have any proof?
I managed to record our conversation using my service droid, which has sadly run off, and I am unable to track it down.
Ubodos, droid finde bugadabadok. Ho 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 ho, Sword Banda. The great Bragg of the Hutt suggests if you assist myself, the interrogation droid, in locating your missing unit, perhaps he will consider it. Perhaps he may even let you live.
Fantastic, I like that.
Very well. And you feel the restraints pop off your thing. I will point out, your guns have been taken away.
That's fine.
Not that the Wookiee needs fucking guns, but they've been taken away. But you have most of any other kind of like basic equipment you would have had, right? But you are released, and the interrogation droid is basically going to join you in trying to find R2D booth. Xylus,
Yeah.
what are you doing with Rabs Thunderscore?
What am I doing? I mean,
So you want to go? You wanted to get the documents from his computer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to get a ledger.
Right. So you're going to need to make a computers check because you're going to need to slice it, or you can try and force Rabs to do it for you.
Okay. Right.
So you can either hack into the system yourself, or you can try and get Rabs to download the information for you.
I'm gonna force him to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like threatening, like with the
Yeah. Basically, like I'm gonna be like.
Right.
I need you to get the ledgers for me.
I was like, no, I can't do that. They'll kill me. I'll be dead.
I stick my electrostaff a bit closer to him.
It's either me or them.
Okay. Well, this is definitely a coercion check, which uses willpower if you don't have the skill.
Okay, that's all great.
2 greens.
Yep.
You can upgrade one of those greens for free because you're physically threatening him with a weapon.
Okay, so
So
one
you
yellow.
can get 1 green, 1 yellow.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to roll. Rabs isn't particularly brave. He's an accountant, so we'll make it 2 purple.
Okay.
But he does have Bragg of the Hutt threatening him, so add in a black.
Add in the black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And then that's going to be your dice pool.
This is for all the marbles. This is a way bigger price than the 300k, hopefully. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing happens.
So the status quo doesn't change, right? He's just like, no, I can't. Even if you threaten me, they'll do way worse to me than that. But at the same time, you're really aware that if you attack him here, you're probably going to draw attention. Like you're in like a little office, right? But there are other workers and people around. And if you zap him, you're probably going to like alert those people that you're up to something in here. So there's currently like you can't really make good on your threat.
Okay.
But he believes that you'll hurt him, but he's afraid of something bigger than what that
Okay.
is.
What is a computer spike?
It's basically allows you to hack. It gives you a free upgrade when you try and hack something.
Alright. Can I then do the hacking myself on my computer spike?
You like shove him out of the way and
Yeah.
like tick, 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 tick. Yeah. So you like it's like a USB, right? You stick it in the
Sure.
computer and then you do
Okay.
hacking. So this is going to be a computer skill.
Which I don't have.
You don't have computers?
No.
Lol. Skullduggery. You have skullduggery.
I do have skullduggery.
All right, yeah. Well, we can use skullduggery because it's like breaking bypassing a security.
Okay.
Right? And then you do have anything like I think you have a bypass security skill.
Yes, I can remove 1 black die.
Cool. So yeah, you're going to remove the black die from the stress of trying to do this subtly. So you're going to roll skullduggery, and it's going to be 4 purple.
4 purple.
Yeah, because this is a pretty complex system.
Okay. Computer spike gives me 1 upgrade, yeah?
Yes. So one
So
of those.
2 yellow, 2 green.
There you go. Bam. But once it's used, it's used. So once you've used that computer spike, it's gone. I love how we've got a 3-way party split as well.
know.
I'm like 1, 2, 2. Bang, 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 bang. No, 4, because now you're separate to boot.
Am
now.
I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's 4 failures. No, sorry. 3 failures and 1 success.
Yeah.
With a bunch of advantages. But I have natural rogue. Which
Yeah?
one position I can reroll 1 skullduggery check.
Sure. Go for it. Just re-roll the whole thing.
That's a reroll right there.
That's a re-roll. Oh, boof. You tried to be the good bean.
I tried my best.
You tried your best. Right.
I don't know where it is.
There you go. That'll do.
Come on. 2, 3. 3 success, 2 failures. Yeah, it's 1 success.
Okay.
And 1 threat. No,
Okay.
wait. 2. Yeah, 1 success. These cancel each other out. And it's just 1 success.
Just 1 success. You succeed.
Wait.
So it takes you a bit of time. You begin typing away.
No. 1 failure, sorry. 1 failure.
So it's 1 failure.
1 failure. No, 1 failure. 1 threat.
Right, okay. I was like, okay.
Sorry.
Right.
I miscounted.
Take 1 strain.
Okay.
You can take 1 strain. But yeah, you hack the system, right? And you download the data onto the drive. We see your little Jawa face behind the computer. and you transfer the files, and you put it onto your own personal like data pad, like a thing you have on you, right? Because it's the only way that you can store the information currently without it being traced.
Yeah.
So you currently have a physical like USB stick of Bragger's financial information.
Okay.
Right? And you've got Rabs who knows where all of the money's gone, who he's paid off, and everything else, right?
Okay.
If you can get those two things out of this office and you stay alive, you'll have enough blackmail material that you can get him to like leave you alone, and you'll have money for life.
Okay.
Right? Meanwhile, R2D booth.
Yeah.
So you trundle your way into the hangar,
Yeah.
and what do you want to do? So you can see that there are a few guards, a few droid guards,
Yeah.
who are basically patrolling the area and like keeping an eye on stuff on high alert.
Yep.
You can see that there are a couple of other droids, like little labor droids, who are like working on the speeder, and you can see them polishing it and like keeping it all nice and clean.
Yeah.
And then there is a large like open force field that looks out onto the city of Nar Shaddaa, and you are hundreds of miles up in the air. Like you're in one of these enormous spires. You see all hover speeders kind of flying to and fro. You know, real sci-fi Blade Runner kind of stuff, right?
Cool.
The force field is currently on.
Yep.
You're not sure if you could pass through it. You might be able to because you're a droid. Maybe organics can't pass through it. You don't know.
Okay.
But that's the current scenario, right? Like you're in like a big open hangar, big speeder, really like luxury pimped out ride.
Is
bunch
there
of droids.
other speeders in this garage? Is it just one speeder? Is there other speeders?
I mean, he's rich, right? Like I think. Well, what do you think? Would he have more?
I think he'd have more. Maybe some like less.
Like maybe for his like
conspicuous.
so okay, so he's got like the big like this is my pimped out ride.
Well,
Then he
he's got
has
his one
like
to go to
the
Sainsbury's and
he's got like the
stuff.
black
Got his Skoda
Escalade.
Fabia.
Well, he's got like the black Escalade with like the black windows so that he can travel, you know, kind
Yeah.
of like, you know, inconspicuously.
Inconspicuously.
But then I think there's probably also like maybe some speeder bikes for his guards that
Yeah.
like patrol next to him. So there's a couple of like, you know, like hover bikes basically, and then a kind of plain looking speeder with a closed front, a closed top, and then his big open pimped out speeder.
Could I have a look and try and observe the patrolling guards and see if there's any breaks in where they're looking, when they're looking? I'm just gonna
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just
Do you have a skill in mind that you think that could work for something like that?
Survivor, no, vigilance, wouldn't it be?
vigilance.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's a really
Yeah.
good call. Yeah, vigilance,
Okay,
absolutely.
so that's 1 green, 2 yellows.
Oh wow, yeah, this is pretty good, and it's not a particularly difficult check because the droids are really set in their rotation.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'd say it's
it
like
would
2
be.
purple.
Okay, 2 purple.
Let's see, let's get big rolls. Good shapes.
Ah!
Wow.
That's
Very good.
Two success.
Success and an advantage, or is it 1 advantage?
One
One
advantage, 2 success.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. So yeah, you give yourself a free boost die, so you get a free blue die on your next roll.
Yep.
And yeah, you can absolutely see where these droids are going. They've got a very basic set patrol route, and also it looks like they're programmed really not to like focus on droids, like because they're so used to other droids coming in and focusing on stuff that yeah, you're pretty sure you can slip through. If you try and like activate a speeder, that will probably draw their attention.
Yeah.
If you try and like just get on a speeder, they probably wouldn't notice.
Yeah, okay. So
What do you want to do?
I do want to get on a speeder. I totally want to get on a speeder. Doesn't matter which one either. I'm getting out of here.
So you just want to like almost put yourself in the pilot seat, right?
Yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
like a slot for you're an astromech.
I'm a little astromech.
They're
I know.
designed to pilot stuff.
It's like a not a bayonet bulb. Yeah, a bayonet. Let me just fucking bayonet myself.
You can twist and lock yourself
Locked
down.
in, and
Yep.
I'm sitting there and I'm all happy and I'm doing all my little checks and stuff.
Okay, all right, all right.
And I mean I know that I do want to leave
Yeah.
ASAP. Really.
Okay. So as soon as you think you can get away with it,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna just fucking gun the
I'm just
speeder.
gonna gun it. I'm going to the pub.
Go pub.
Got a pub.
Go
Right.
to old
Pippi.
Space Duke.
Pippi the Jawa. You are currently in the lobby of Bragger the Hutt's headquarters. The front entrance has been locked down. There are security teams. You've got a little newspaper hiding your little legs.
Sure.
And that's it. That's where you are. What would you like to do? The hangar is just, you can see it. You probably even see, like if this was a movie, right? The camera angle is like, you look down, you peek over the top, you see the astromech like slide in, go locked up into the little speeder, and almost like looks in your direction, or like you think it is. And it like looks in your direction and then just looks back.
And a little thing.
I'm gonna just run. I'm just gonna run at her.
So you what? And you just try and jump on that speeder.
Yes.
All right. So I think this would
Onto
be
the wing.
This would have to be athletics, I think.
You only got tiny Jawa legs.
So that's going to be brawn. So brawn is going to be 2 greens.
Okay.
You have to sprint past a bunch of security teams.
Sure.
So we'll make it 3 purple dice.
Okay.
Yeah, but you recovered some strain, so I'm not going to give you like any like negatives or anything like that. So you're just going to roll this, and then I'm going to roll. In fact, actually no, because there's no way you could fail at running to something. What's going to roll?
How did I fail?
No, you couldn't fail. But what I am going to roll is
You
I'm
could
going to
trip over
roll.
stupid roads.
No.
I'm going to roll to see if these guys notice you. So
Can't stop it.
let's make it. What's your agility score?
2.
2. So we'll make it 2 purples. They've got a vigilance, or they've got a willpower of 3, so I'll give them 3 greens. You're quite small, so I'll add an extra black die in because you're a little tiny Jawa, and we'll see if they spot you. And if they
Sure.
do, they'll probably shoot you.
Sure.
So what do we have here? Oh, it's looking good for you, Ped.
It's not looking
It's
good
not
for
looking
Ped
good
if
for
I'm
Ped.
honest, bro.
So I got cancelled. Okay.
Okay, they don't notice me at all when I just waddle there.
Yeah,
So you failed at like the sprint
He
basically.
failed with 3
tripped over
threats.
his
You said I
stupid
couldn't
roads.
fail at walking.
You can't fail at walking, no. Which is why I don't know why you rolled, but sure, we're going to take it anyway. So this is what happens, right? You start running, and you begin sprinting as fast as you can. But you're a little Jawa, and you've got little brown robes, and you trip.
No.
How much strain do you have?
What?
How much strain do you currently have left?
Oh,
Right?
1.
How much strain did you roll?
3.
Oh.
Yes!
So this is what happens. You get there, you're like, I can see the droid, and R2 is like powering up the speed of.
Now I'm having such a good time.
And it's about to leave, and you go like you want to make that little jump, and your foot hits your little robe, and you hit the hard marble floor head first, and it knocks you out. And the guards didn't initially see you. Like, if you had got to the speeder, you would have gotten away. But they hear this noise, and they're like, hey. And then that technician is like, that's him! That's the one! And they come making their way over.
The interrogation droid.
I think, so the only thing I want to resolve now, and Spaff and Mousy, I'm sorry because I feel like you guys kind of got this. I just want to know if Xylus can get out.
No, that's fine. Leave us out of this. I want to just go
Well,
and figure it out.
because I know what's going to happen, what happens with you guys,
Yes.
but it's not really in your control anymore because of what Booth's going to do. So, Xylus,
Yes.
you've got everything here. The
have
place is on security lockdown.
Yes.
All of this shenanigans has got the place on edge.
Okay.
You've got a giant like electro stick and an employee, and you're walking behind him.
Yes.
How the fuck are you doing this? How are you going to get this guy out?
That's a very good question, Mark.
I know. I look forward to the answer.
Well, I mean, on my map,
Yep.
where am I in relation to the lobby?
Right, so you are currently on the second floor. So you've got
Yes.
first floor, second floor, third floor.
Yes.
First floor is the lobby, the hangar, and the gym.
Yes.
The second floor is the accountant's offices, the vault, and like some of the guard stations.
Okay.
The third floor is Jabba's penthouse, Bragga's penthouse, sorry, the armory, and the elite barracks. And you are currently in the middle.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to go down a floor
Yeah.
via turbo lift or stairs
Yeah.
and get to the hangar or the main lobby entrance.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Well, the hangar. Well, okay, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that. Plus,
don't
also,
know
there's
about
multiple speeders there.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
That's true. That's true. All right. I'm gonna take a massive risk.
Sure.
The electro stick. I'm gonna, hide up my sleeve and walk right behind him.
Hang on. You're a tiny Jawa.
Yeah.
And this stick is like a massive, like, cattle prod stick.
Yeah.
So you're going to put it up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Right, so you're walking around like this.
Yep.
And it's like all the way down your body. Right? Okay. Yep.
Right behind him. No one will notice.
Okay. Yep.
That's good.
We're going
Big
to the
sleeve.
stairs.
So you're taking Rab's Thunderscore to the stairs.
And I threaten him, saying like, "You make one bad move, and I will zap you. I don't care what happens to myself." And I'm really serious about it.
Okay. Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. So you get to the stairs.
Yeah.
Let's make a stealth check.
Perfect.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
With it'd normally be 3 purple, 2 purple, 1 red.
2 purple.
Because you're currently walking around like this, and there's electricity coming out of your hand.
There's no way I could feel this.
That's stuff right there.
Oh my god. What are you guys like?
Oh,
I got
Oh, you got Triumph.
Triumph.
Which, and I think it's a success because you've got no failures, have you?
I've got one
One
threat.
threat.
Yeah, 1 threat. Okay. So it's a success, a triumph, and a threat. Right. So take 1 point of strain.
Oh, look,
That's for the
fine.
threat, right?
That's fine.
But yeah, like, it's so strange. It's so weird. And there's so much going on that it's just overlooked. Like, people are just like, is that fucking Jawa? Why is he with Rabs? And Rabs is like, and then you just carry on. And you're like, oh, you're teeny. And you just kind of like trundle your way along, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think that the commotion of Pippi, Boof escaping, and what's going to happen to these guys is enough that triumph is like, you have a clear run to the hangar and when you get to the hangar, you see ahead of you, there is a gathered group.
Yeah.
There is a squad. 4 elite troopers have Pippi in binders, and they're picking him up. Right? He's unconscious. Behind them, an interrogation droid has Spaff and Musaka the Wookiee, and the interrogation droid is literally like leading them there. And to you guys, the interrogation droid is pointing at basically a speeder off in the distance, flying away across the speeding lanes of Nar Shaddaa. Just this pimped out ride, blasting jizz music as this little RT unit is just like.
I open the glove box. There's gold in it.
Of course there is. There's
credit cards.
There's Imperial Beskar bars that you're just like, I'm made for life.
Take a basketball bar right there.
Just let it.
Take all the basketball bars.
And the interrogation droid is just like, it seems we have a problem. And you guys are basically not going to get away with it. But Xylus, you have a chance. They're all looking away from you. What do you do? What you do now comes down to what happens, right? Like to you as a character.
Right.
What do you want to try and do?
Unconscious.
He's unconscious. Like they've picked him up like a luggage, like a suitcase.
Right. And these two are just.
They're fucked. Like,
Okay. First of all, I have no loyalty to those.
sure, okay.
Not gonna lie. I did betray you earlier.
What do you do?
This is risky.
It's gonna be the last decision.
The last decision. My greed overpowers me.
What is wrong with you? You're the worst brother ever.
What's the plan? How are you gonna get out?
I'm just gonna walk to any old speeder that I see with him and try to fly away.
All right.
See what I've got here?
So there's gonna be.
What have you got piloting? Have you?
So here's the thing, right?
Have you?
So here's the thing. You get Rabs, and Rabs is like, he can see that the guards are there, and all he has to do is say one word, and you're fucked.
Yes.
So you're gonna make the first check you're gonna make. You need to make a coercion check, which is willpower versus Rabs. Right.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So what's your willpower?
Well, 2.
2. So you get 2 greens. You're going to be rolling 1 purple, 1 red, because he knows he's in an advantageous position. Yeah, and I think this is just a flat roll.
Come on, Zippy.
I did it!
Right. So he's silent as you kind of get him over, and you're like, do you want him in the passenger seat or the pilot seat?
I want him in the passenger seat.
So you get him in the passenger seat, you climb into the speed, and this is like, it's probably a speeder bike, right? So he's behind you and you're on the front of the bike, this little Jawa on the front of a speeder bike. Piloting check.
Oh, God.
Right? So this is using agility. So you're pretty good at agility.
3 green.
So three greens, and 2 purples. And I'm just gonna come round. I want to ask Booth something.
Oh God.
Without you knowing.
Boof's gonna mess this up for me.
Boof's just gonna turn around and shoot a plasma
won't.
bolt straight through the Hangar.
Would you like to drop a
I
nuke?
thought so.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, make the roll.
Damn you, Boof. That laugh, I don't like that laugh. Well, no, I failed. I
Okay.
failed with two advantage.
Okay, right. So you gun the speeder bike. It takes a second, and you realize that like you're gonna have to hotwire it. There's like you don't have the ignition key,
Yeah.
and like you're like, oh shit, and you start doing it. You get it going, but the guards literally like turn on you and they see you, and you gun it. The speeder bike rockets forward, but not enough before they get a round of shots off, right?
Okay.
So they're gonna take a bunch of shots, but I'm gonna make it hard because Bravs is in the way. So.
Boof, what did you do? What did you do?
Oh, I'll make it. I'll give them 2 black die.
What did you do, Boof?
Nothing.
Oh my god, this is bad. 2, 3. Rabs is annihilated by blast. So these stormtroopers, these elite troopers blast, and you hear him go like, "Oh fuck!" ah," and just like collapse onto you.
No.
You kind of like lean forward, lurch as the speeder bike rockets forward, but you think like it's okay. They've shot him. I'm gonna make it. And then the speeder bike passes through the force field, but you don't. You hit the force field and you are electrocuted as organic matter trying to bypass a field that is still in place. The spasms rocket through your body, you are knocked unconscious, and you, along with everybody else, is carted away to Braga the Hutt, where you are imprisoned or killed or who knows what. But maybe I think all 4 of you are imprisoned, and maybe next year you'll have a chance to get out.
Wow.
Can I just say, thank you all for giving me such a great practice in improvisation. Like, yeah, didn't have any of that down there, so that was a fun little.
You did
two and a bit hours.
Absolutely amazing.
Alright, you know, your regular group next.
Oh man, it's gonna be a joy. Honestly, like I get to kill them because I'm gonna put them in a horrible dungeon. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be fucking great, yeah.
Guys, thank you for playing. That was a chaotic mess. That
You
made me
so
laugh
much,
a lot.
Mark.
Thank you. Thank you guys at home. Obviously, don't forget, it's the Jingle Jam. We're going to end a little bit early because I'm going to get a break because I got another 3 hours of GMing I need to do. Also, a great time to check out all the charities for the Jingle Jam. If you've not bought the bundle yet, grab the fucking bundle. It's got loads of fucking great games in it. It all goes to good causes.
It's amazing.
It's been amazing. Please do buy it. I hope you enjoyed this. I did have a whole thing that tied into the Hat Film stuff I've done before. It was going to be called The Last Chub Chub because you were going to go and find an old grey Ewok that was Trot. Tough shit. But we had a great adventure anyway. Instead, we had the tale of R2 Beat Booth and the heroic survival against this.
In my mind, she was the ultimate warrior who we were actually meant to be
That was
finding.
it. The ultimate warrior was Booth all along.
It was
Our goal is now to find Booth.
Of course.
No, I've written up some blacklists that I'm going to be like, do not hire these guys.
So I like to think that if this happens next year, it won't. If it did, the idea would be it's like the heist movie, right? Of like you guys breaking out of jail and hunting down the one who like got away. Also, like you two, I don't know what's going to happen between you two brothers. You're so mad at him.
Calling them brothers.
Brothers. Sure.
Extended family. Guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to check out everybody you see here. Check out Mousy, check out Booth, check out Spiff, check out Zionist, check out Pedguin. And you can always check out me on High Rollers every Sunday.
And also on your own channel.
I have my own channel, which I am doing more on.
Do you have
Lauren.
more on?
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Cool. Wookie, give us one more before we go.
Wow.
See you next time.
That's the best all night.
This is where Steve's not in the studio now.
Yeah.
God.
Awkwardly,
have to awkwardly sit here.
awkwardly here. Hey, Steve.
Hey guys.
Oh, okay, sit there.
Sit
Okay,
there.
that's right. Okay, cool. All right, bye.
Bye.
That was amazing.
Is it gonna?
First
I don't know.
dungeon.